Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to All Roads Lead to Rome, a Vampire the Masquerade game intended for mature audiences. Tonight's episode 43 Blood Hunt Missolonghi. One important NPC will join us tonight. That is Evelina Papantonio. She is a acquaintance of the characters. She is a resident of Missolonghi, and her husband will be joining them as well. And as always, Ihamas Ushopsis is with them, and making guest appearances, of course, is Olympia, hurt, damaged by fire, and later on tonight, a Ventrue named Teros. So, thank you everybody for joining us once again, and I hope you enjoy your evening. Okay, guys, welcome back. We're on session 43. We'll catch Luke up when he joins us. So, all right. Quick summary from last session. You had traveled to Nafpaktos and essentially landed yourself in the middle of a intercity war. You had agreed to help Olympia, the prince of Nafpaktos, to essentially get her revenge on Alamar. So, after a conference, she essentially said it's blood hunt, and anyone who helps him is part of it. Anyone who stands aside is safe. And she has given you guys a couple of hours to prepare yourself, and then you're going to be meeting on a ship and sailing to Missolonghi.
Right. That's gonna be a hunting ground for me.
So, anybody who would like to hunt is free to do so now. Difficulty is 6.
I need to check and see if we need to.
Can I go for like intelligence medicine, trying to look like healing sick people on the streets,
That's going to
homeless
be
guys?
charisma medicine or manipulation medicine.
Let's see. No, I'm trying to get the better of me. I think it's the best option I have. Yeah, manipulation medicine. I
Yeah.
will be doing.
Yeah, I probably should see.
Medicine. What will be the difficulty?
6. You must use Okay, you have Mask of 1,000 Faces, right?
Yeah, I have it.
You're going to have to use Mask to do this, so make your Mask roll first.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay, well, let me choose a better option then. Wait, if that's the case, yeah, let me choose a better option.
Did I? I don't know.
Okay, I'm going for the stealth dexterity.
All right, you can do that.
Stealth dexterity and boosted with the obfuscate.
You don't get any bonus dice. You just don't have to make any rolls. You are
Jeez.
invisible until you choose otherwise.
Right. Difficulty 6, right?
Correct.
Oh shit. Well, that's not a botch.
You have no successes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's left to summoning some birds and eating them then.
You can do that while you're at sailing.
Yeah, I will probably do that while sailing. But otherwise, my preparations, as I said, I will ask the coterie if they can hand me some money so that I can buy some food, stockpiling of food for the animals that I will be taking with myself to the other city that you are traveling. I say 2 eagle and 2 dogs. So
Ihamus just says, instead of buying food, why don't you just summon animals for them to eat, since you're getting all predators?
that's true. That's true. Oh, well, that's a good suggestion. Thank you for your wisdom, my friend. Yeah, sure. I'm making the summoning calls.
Not yet. You're not going to be in a good position to make those calls for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell me when it's the time for it.
Is it a new night?
Yes, this is the
after
same night as the
meeting?
conference. So she basically gave you guys a couple of hours, and you can hunt, and then you're basically going to have a little bit of time to do some shopping. Then you have to meet at the ship.
Okay. So with 6 successes, is that 3 people for 2 blood each?
Um, just for in terms of mass hunting, I typically allow 1 success as 2 blood points. Unless
Yep,
you're in a small
cool.
village or something, that's a different story. But for a big city like this, that's standard.
Yeah. That's good. I was just checking because that fills me up, which is cool.
I need that blood. I needed it. So what was the penalty of feeding from animals again?
Each night that you feed from animals, your difficulty to resist frenzy when feeding from a human goes up by 1 to a maximum of 10.
Okay. Was it like for each animal I feed, or for
No,
each night I
each
feed
night.
from animal?
For each night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each consecutive night. So it resets every time you feed from a person.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
So as you guys are,
Considering
go ahead.
considering our last visit to Miss Alongi, how does Alamar's villa look like? What kind of obstacles can we expect?
Well,
Should we be assaulting it?
that is a really good question. And I would expect you to roll a manipulation plus politics.
Interesting.
Manipulation. plus
Yes.
politics.
And I'm asking Nicodemus only to do that because he asked the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a fantastic roll.
Many tens.
Yeah.
Which don't do shit.
All right. Yeah. So if everything that you have said, or that I know you spoke last session about something doesn't feel right to you.
Mm-hmm.
If everything is true that you have heard tonight, if Alamar's the one who did it, and he expects that his plan was completely successful, you would honestly expect very little resistance. Because he has no reason to believe anyone would track it back to him.
But obviously, if that's a plan of a third party, they would make sure Alamar is well aware of the impending assault.
Ooh, there's
Is
that
there?
possibility,
Big
or
bloodbath.
he's being set up, and therefore he has no reason to expect he's going to be attacked.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're either going to
Well,
encounter
if I were
a lot of resistance or minimal resistance. There's not going to be much in between.
Exactly.
okay,
See, normally when someone tries to set up somebody else, the evidence is generally, deliberately left to specifically point to that person that they're setting up.
Well, if you think about it, literally the only reason you know any of this happened is because of Ventru Fortitude.
Yeah, Olympia is a Venture, right?
Yes, she is.
and a bit of luck.
A lot of luck. She was just happened to be in the
Just
right
managed to find a
spot
hole.
to be sheltered from the fire and the resulting sunlight at the end of the day. So
Do we know which pet is Olympia following?
no, you do not.
Okay.
Okay.
But humanity would not be a good guess. You can definitely say that.
This attack on the city how exactly is it going to do? Will be infiltrating the city, try to approach undetected from the prince, or is it going to be something like open warfare kind of deal?
Well, this is not a army attack. This is a targeted strike.
So it's more like assassination.
Right. Right.
How do you call it? Like it's a payback kind of what mafia does, like
Yeah.
missiling or something. It's like
Yeah. You got remember she's not a mortal ruler with hundreds or 1,000 soldiers at her command. She's just got a lot of influence in the city and is recognized as the most powerful.
and
How many licks are they taking with her? Anyway, how many?
She is taking her seneschal, one of the Nosferatu, and a Toreador. So she's taking 3 plus her. And about 20 ghouls, as you will see when you get to the ships.
There's her thing.
good killer.
Yeah, scored.
We should write it to the chat so that he can see it, because I do not believe he can hear us too. Oh,
All right, I just changed servers to Western Europe. Let's see how that does.
Okay.
So what were you saying?
It's her plus 3 other vampires plus about 20 ghouls.
Jesus, that's not much.
and
What about all those Nosferatu that were just like being an audience?
She's leaving several of them behind because, to be honest, they're not great fighters.
What? But they are great scouts.
Yeah, but she has a hidden asset in already over there,
Okay.
which you all already know
Yeah.
about because she's going to pick up Evelina and her husband.
oh, wait, sorry. She's not taking any Nosferatu with herself on the
She
ship.
is one.
Okay, one. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, so it's her, the Chamberlain, a Nosferatu, and someone else.
And a Toreador.
And a Toreador. Okay.
ooh, I can smell the
So-
presence already.
So how does the Alamar's Villa look like? What do we remember?
You guys
about
have never
how-
actually been there. However,
Oh yeah,
uh,
it was on the amphitheater.
Olympia could explain to you that it is. He lives underneath a temple in a hollowed out portion. It's not very large, but it's very secure and it's got a hidden door. So basically, there's a couple of choke points where he tends to put his guards.
Well, no hidden door can escape from those eyes.
No. They know where it's at. That's the point. Is it's hidden from mortals and people who would be a pest.
No.
So, where was it we saw Prince Alamar last? In Mizon.
The last time you met him, you were in a open amphitheater, a very small amphitheater.
Oh, also is Olymp. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, so that wasn't attached to his residence.
No, it was not.
Okay.
And also, is Olympia going to explain her plan to us? I mean,
Well,
like we are
once you
going
guys
to
all
do
get to the
this.
ship, yes, she will.
Okay. Okay.
So, is anybody doing anything before you get to the ships? Anything else? You've hunted.
Just my, summoning animals and starting ruling them, but that's it.
Yeah. So, all right. You guys have all reached the ship. It's several hours until dawn. There are two.
Well, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I wanted to just ask one final question about what does Ihamus seem to be thinking about all of this? Because I know everyone else. Is
Well,
fast.
everybody's gathered to go hunt, so he's got to wait until you all come back.
But I
but-
assume we meet up when we go to.
Yes.
When we're going to the ship.
And so That is actually a really good question because I was gonna play that out with you guys. Uh, you mean in the port, the ships are two merchant vessels. There's about 20 men loading on to one vessel. There's you guys and the other kindred loading onto the other, plus your cart and the donkeys. And a few supplies, food and whatnot for the people, the sailors. So it's a galley. They row you guys out, hoist the sails. You start sailing. As you're getting ready, just kind of, watching the waves pass and everything. Ihamas kind of signals to all you guys that he'd like to talk to you off in a little corner.
I go over to him.
Nicodemus is interested, so he
Yep.
comes over as well.
Follow me.
Laviana goes over as well.
So you're all huddled up. He makes sure nobody's getting even kind of close, and he says, "My fellow travelers, I have misgivings about the upcoming unpleasantness. This reaction, it does not exhibit the careful behavior the Venture are known for. At best, this is irrational. At worst, we may have a touched Venture as liege of one city. What say the rest of you?"
She is angry. Rightfully so, as she got personally attacked. Attentus made on her life and her servants died. It is not careful or well cut out attack, but it's not an unreasonable course of action.
Hermus, my friend, my darling, have you seen an elder in a such revenge mood and actually acting? Have you seen it from the first row?
I expect a reaction like this from the Carthaginian clan. I expect a reaction like this from, sad to say, my own elders.
Right,
But,
but like,
the Ventru, I expect a more calculated approach.
right. But what I'm saying is, have you actually seen them doing this with your own eyes? Like, have you been in a battlefield? It's not going to be a real battlefield, but you understand what I mean. Have you seen it with your own eyes, standing there, from the proxies, spies, or other kindreds, but actually seeing it yourself? An elder in an action.
Yes, I have seen
Uh-oh.
elders in a rage and action.
Right. Do you think it's a good experience to observe? To see how it's happening, how it's going on in their mind? How their mind is actually affecting their decisions?
Ihamas looks at each of you slowly, giving you all a chance to respond to this before he says anything.
Well, we cannot deny that there could potentially be something else at play here. I mean, if we recall what happened to me back in, out of character, where was that again?
Lokrai.
Lokrai, thank you.
Lokrai. Yeah. If we recall what happened to me in Lokrai, I was not in full control of my actions. Something like that could be at play here as well.
But such a power to force an elder like Olympia?
It
I
seems
mean-
unlikely to see a direct application of power upon such a powerful elder who has some measure of power that allows her to brush off Mithras's threat. However, I do feel that this is a calculated and carefully planned provocation that just hit the right strings. Who knows, perhaps it's likely that that she has it has been planned that she would survive this and would plunge the two cities into a never-ending bloodbath. This seems more likely. Even it, it's the fact that she survived in and the whole thing about it. It just smells it's an insult. Her own Chamberlain said that normally she'd be content to continue this squabbles with Alamar across the road, as it were, for another millennia or so.
Maybe
And
that's not
this,
used on. Sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 it's fine. Nothing too important.
Maybe this power is not used on Olympia herself, but maybe in one of Alamar's servants.
Maybe. But right now our hands are tied.
If you could identify the ones that met Olympia at that day, at that night, they were supposedly sent by Alamar, and we could capture them, I believe that would yield much of the answers that you seek.
And you asked what we have to gain, right?
Not what we have to gain. What I asked, do we... First off, our hands at this point are tied. If we try to stop her right now, we're reviled as enemies. She's not in her right mind. But if we aid her, we potentially put any rational Ventrue on the Cainite throne of two cities. Perhaps we need to seek a third path.
Don't you think the outcomes of that, the consequences, will be important experience for every kindred, including us? I mean, we can, as you say, as you try to point out, we might as well go for the safe pet, but this irrational venture might show all kindreds how things might outplay when the power is in the hands such as that. I mean, fearing from the unknown is understandable, but also there's only one way we can overcome that fear, by actually experiencing it.
I have no fear of her. I
Oh,
fear the
I think-
consequences if we take the wrong path here.
I
That's
agree.
interesting. I didn't know you were feared from an elder. Went true. Of course, that's your own opinions. But the consequences, as I say, I think that will be astonishing for everyone. I think we should let the consequences take place and not try to prevent it or exclude us from the consequences. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's already too late.
I also cannot get out of my mind when she was talking, when she was cursing Alamar. I could have almost sworn she said a different name under her breath. Out of character again. What was that?
Democritus.
Democritus.
Oh yes, this one. I believe she explained her motives. Is that she'd need a very strong proof to see that there's truly his hand behind this whole charade, and we have none of it.
I think we are long past the proof point.
Not entirely, but I agree that the chances of us succeeding at this point are very little.
We can try to solve the issue here, but the chances of us being trampled by the sheer weight of it outweighs the actual risks of helping Olympia in this task.
Perhaps if we attempted to spare the life of Alamar's companions. I don't think she would stand for sparing Alamar's life itself, but his companions.
It's blood hunt.
But
It's
a
blood
stake,
hunt, she said
a
it.
stake
It is indeed.
and imprisonment can count for much.
This is the time. Wait, out of character. I forgot the name of the. Oh, jackal. Okay, I remember. This is the time for the jackals and the lions, my friends. You cannot deny this food served to us, allowed for by Olympia to consumed by us. There's no letting kindreds go alive who is in the side of the enemy. It's blood hunt on.
Are you that eager to consume a soul?
Oh, I never spoke about consuming. It's more about
That is
destroying.
exactly what you spoke of.
Oh yeah, eating. That was a metaphorical, my friend. It can also mean that killing and destroying and burning. It's not only eating the soul itself. It's devouring the sheer force held by the enemy. If you have the snake on your hand, and if that snake is poisonous, then you just break the spine of it. Oh wait, does snakes have spine? Out of character, but I'm asking this out of
I appreciate the metaphor you're trying to pull here, but
Kill the
I-
snake while you held it.
I would argue for us to attempt to save, not allow them to flee, just prevent the destruction of his companions.
Can
I agree. It will somehow cleanse our intentions, at least.
well, we are all free individuals. To the some point, you may do. What will you do?
And I say this as someone who, should the opportunity present itself, to seize it, to keep them alive. I would not ask any here to put themselves in harm's way to accomplish this.
Remember of our mission. We were meant as negotiations and diplomats. And yeah, it is our task to bring all those kindred together and offer them a chance to join uh, the stalwart point against Mithra. It would probably be, our point would have been probably more understood if we actually engaged ourselves into avoiding as much destruction as possible.
Now, here's the point. Okay, to the some point, I agree with you, Ihamus. I agree that it might be good to let some of those companions to keep their life at their hands and not just kill them. But we cannot be sure who is willing to surrender before they actually drop the weapon. And there's no way we can know who will drop the weapon till we actually come face to face with them and raise our hand to strike the last blow.
Peace, of course. Peace. Of course. That's what I said. I would not have any here turn their back on someone who would strike them down. But if we can, that is what I would suggest.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Glad
Hey.
you can make it.
Sorry
So-
about that.
You join a character huddle in progress.
So, what is your? Do you have any specific suggestions? Like we should do this when we arrive, or we should do that when we arrive, or do you have any guy to slip in and try to create some behind-the-scenes negotiation talk?
Unfortunately, I know only as much as anyone here knows. I have the
I
exact same information. My only thought
I do
is
believe I do believe that.
to not take the vanguard of the combat, allow her forces to do that, and keep an eye out for opportunity.
Hmm. Yes, that's actually really relevant to what I was going to do. Maybe we should stick together, side by side.
I have no objections.
It's good to have someone watching your back in a stressful moment.
Well, not literally watching in this case, but
Albina and Nicodemus, the two of you have seen much in your time walking beneath the moonlight. What say you of the situation and the strategy?
It worries me that by attempting to stand in the middle of the fence, we might not get the benefits of either side and might get the enmity of both. Perhaps, mm, if we could merely capture Alemala, perhaps we could try to convince Olympia to keep him as a prisoner until and buy us time to try to investigate more once we arrive in the city. That may be the best course of action, I believe.
One of the driving one of the driving points behind Olympia is to not give Alamar a chance to prepare himself or be able to further his agenda. So it is perhaps likely that once he is in custody, this would give some room for her more rational mind to consider, and perhaps we could influence her to stay off her rightful vengeance. I agree. We should not take the vanguard, but at the same time, we shouldn't be staying too far away from the thick of fighting, for it is the uh, not only the problem of making decisions. It is also that she may back out of the deal should she see us as as cowards.
Or she might as well think that by sitting behind watching this, she might as well think that we are actually doing some fishy stuff.
I did not say take the rear. I said allow the ghouls to go first. I argue that we do not fight. We do not take the point of the spear. First off, we must remember this is only a small side trip for us. We have other tasks to accomplish. And second, she has brought soldiers with her to take the brunt. So, by at least allowing several of the ghouls to go first, we are in the middle of the fighting, but we are also allowing ourselves the opportunity to take a side path.
It is sound. It seems we all agree.
Well, this seems to like the plan, but still we have to see what the heat of this fight will change.
GM, please remind me. I believe Olympia did state why was she so certain that it was Alamar?
She said she saw his face. She said he was among the group that attacked her.
Among the group. Okay.
I somehow thought it was more solid than that. Okay.
So it makes me wonder why she mentioned Democritus.
No. She mentioned Democritus because I implied that he may be involved as an agent of Mithras.
No, if I recall from last session, I believe I'd activated something. You might
Now,
have to remind me.
essentially, Democritus is doing what you guys are doing right now, trying to recruit allies.
Mhm.
You are having a lot more success than he is having.
That we can't certainly not know that because I mean we
But
don't
he's
see
not-
him.
Yeah.
He's not against pitting the failed prospects against each other to eliminate them from the equation.
Correct.
Or-
If he is of the mind, if he can't get them for an ally, he wants to keep anyone else from having them as well.
And this opportunity is just too ripe to pass up, as the tensions are already running very high, and this is why Olympia is so crazy right now. It may
So
not mean that she's irrational, because you don't live for millennia being irrational.
So, my darlings, is the plan we stay behind and let the ghouls take the front and then support them from the behind and try to make as less damage as possible to the other kindreds, excluding Olympia's
Nemesis.
prey. Oh, nemesis, that's a better word.
Let us just at least try to apprehend them. Use stakes.
I do believe God, I forgot what I was going to say before I said it.
Oh, by the way, Chris, who will guard the ships when we leave them and go inside the city? There should be someone watching over the
Oh,
ships.
the sailors
because-
will. That's taken care of.
Wait, can sails handle the, I don't know, a vampire coming behind and like attacking to the ship?
No, but only another vampire would, and she's not going to trust any vampires to stay behind. The sailors got it. It'll be fine.
Okay,
Fair enough.
okay. Because it's a possibility that somebody might surprisingly burn the ships and like we might not even run away.
So, at this point, Olympia sends Mateo, her seneschal, to call you guys over for a discussion.
Yeah. Oh, also, I will be saying, if my in character, if I don't know in character, then I will say out of character that Luke should use her ritual on our weapons to like make them burn.
Yes,
Yes,
by the
that's
way,
useful.
you can have Hatshepsut make a hunting roll. One hunting roll at difficulty 6.
Okay.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I think. But just before the discussion ends, Labianus is going to say, I think I agree with everything that's said. I think exploring and investigation will go a long way for us when we get there.
Also, should I? Wait, you can say it. You can tell when I have to make the summoning rolls. I will wait. I will wait.
So, Olympia calls everybody over to have a discussion about what's going to happen when you get there, and she basically goes through the construction of Alamar's haven. It is a very small tunnel complex underneath a temple. It is 4 or 5 branches. It's not a maze. There's no, unless he's expanded it since the last time she had seen it. There's not much to it. It's basically going to be get in there and clear it out. The ships will dock at some point during the day today, and one of the ghouls will go and talk to Evelina's staff. As soon as everyone wakes up, you will immediately, everyone will go to her place, which, if you will recall, is right near the port on the eastern end of the dock. Yes, right where that ping was. She's got a resort-style complex. You'll pick her up, see what her answer is if she decides to join you or not. From there, you will proceed directly to Alamar's Haven.
Mm, I might not remember this information entirely, but was it mentioned how well does Olympia know Evelina?
They are somewhat friendly. I wouldn't call them great friends. They're more united in the fact that neither one of them likes Alamar than they are pals.
Mm-hmm. Would be crazy if it were all whole, if it were all Evelina's plot.
Sorry. How did she say how long this whole thing campaign will take? Like several nights, one night?
One night
Did
is
she?
a lightning strike.
Yeah, like did she say the time we are planning for?
That's it. One night, in and out.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So we will be a squad left as it is, right? She will not give us any NPC support.
You guys are all going as a group.
Yeah, okay. Okay. As a group.
As a group.
Mhm. And do we say to the Olympia that we can like make her weapons, I don't know, flame? Of course, I'm asking this more to the head because that's her thing.
I would prefer to keep my blessings to within the coterie for that.
Also, Olympia's guys, make a perception plus empathy roll when Sybil says, "Hey, we can light our weapons on fire."
She probably isn't in the mood to deal with fire right now.
Yes, exactly.
Probably. Yeah, probably not.
Perception what?
Okay.
Empathy.
Yes.
Should we still roll even though we guessed?
No, you don't have to roll if you don't want
Okay.
to. But it was exactly
Oh god!
okay.
My ears, my ears.
Everyone except Sybil
Um.
knows that's a terrible idea. Sybil thinks it's a great idea. Yeah, she's not in the mood to deal with fire.
I lost my ears. Okay,
Yeah, no.
but I will be asking for a private room to Olympia, like on a ship. I will asking for a private room.
Also, will I need to make another intelligence plus occult roll for my little homunculus?
To cast it, yeah, you need to make your. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's to reanimate it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, for every you'll have to reanimate it. I believe it's
Yeah.
It might be still animate tomorrow night because you reanimated it last session for 2 or 3 successes. So
Okay.
yeah, I think it'll be good
So
for
it's still
tomorrow night. So, and if not, I'm just
Okay.
gonna say it is anyways.
I'll leave it then.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it.
Leave it for
It works.
another night, and then.
Yep.
He's still hopping around.
By the way, Sibyl will be asking Olympia that the last 2, 3 nights, She will ask for a private room so that she can be isolated for a few nights.
Well, you've only got one night tonight and the day, and that's it.
Oh, so we have like 2 days of travel.
It is 1.5 days of travel,
1.5. Okay.
1.5 days of sailing.
Oh, that's very short. Oh, I didn't know
Yes.
that was very that
It's
near.
it's much
Okay.
longer. It's much longer to go overland than it is to sail.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Interesting.
And the bride's
Then I will be
free lift.
then I will be asking for a private room for the whole trip.
She can't do that, but she can give you a corner down in the hold.
Yeah, corner is good too, as long as I can be isolated from the piercing ears.
They can do the best they can to give you a little corner and put some
Privacy.
blankets or something around it
Yeah,
for privacy.
yeah. And if I have like one day, then if we have like 1.5 day, then I can't actually blood bond my animals, right? I can only ghoul them for like.
Correct. Takes 3 drinks
Second-
over 3 nights.
Okay, so we are talking about second level ghouling or one level ghouling? First level ghouling.
1.
Okay.
Are you gonna try to summon the birds now?
Before we leave this shore, I would like to try to summon the eagles. 2 healed eagle.
Okay. You are kind of far away from their range at the moment, so difficulty's gonna go up.
Okay, I understand.
We're gonna call that difficulty 8 to summon one.
Okay, and it was charisma survival, right?
Yes.
And difficulty 8. Whew. Okay. There's at least one of them shows up.
You release the call and you wait.
Okay, and at the same time, can I use it again to summon dogs? Heal T.
You're kind of
dog?
on a ship right now. There are no dogs.
Oh. Before we set sail, like while we're in the port, can I
Yeah.
do that? While we're
They will not let any dog on board. You're just gonna have to wait on that.
If I explain my point with this to the Olympia, will she allow me to do that? Like, man power, beast power.
Yeah, she's gonna tell you to wait. Wait till you get to Missolonghi and then do that.
Okay.
Also, your dog would be tired from the sea trip.
Yeah, I might play some balls with them on the sea. I don't know. Maybe ship is big enough.
All right, so she has the conference with you guys. She explains what you're gonna see. She explains the strategy. And when you are finished, Sybil, when you go back on the deck, there's an eagle sitting there waiting.
Oh, I waited you, my darling. You have kept me so long, but still, you are very, very precious for me. Now, come here. Sit on my arm, please, my darling. Come.
Okay, it hops up on your arm, and it immediately starts cutting into your heavy leather clothes.
Yeah.
The claws are rather
Oh my.
sharp, and it's shredding up your arm.
I can't.
clothing.
I was expecting that. I'm going to pass. I was expecting. I will be actually like sticking my finger to one of those scars and taking blood from it and going to feed the eagle with the blood.
So you are essentially pulling it in your hand and allowing it to, telling it to drink, actually.
Yeah. Drink it, my dear. It will be so good for you. So good.
It drinks it. It does what it's told. You have.
Super ego.
So yeah, it's Sybil's got this thing on his arm now.
Which thing?
What I just put on Discord.
Ooh, okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
And then I will, of course, not going to let her, let him or her rip my arms even more than that. So I will probably like, now you can stay close to me. Don't go far away from this ship. We will be like traveling with you for a long, long journey, my darling. I'm actually going to summon. Can I summon fish and drink their blood?
You can summon a fish. You have no way to get it out unless you have a net or something.
Yeah. Can I actually tell the sailors to throw a net and then summon the fishes and like collect the fishes then?
They're
Is it
gonna
possible?
look and be like,
I'm God.
let me give you a 50% chance. Would you like high or low?
Before doing that, I have a question. Which animals can I summon to drink their blood at this point?
Anything that can reach a ship.
Okay.
Seagulls.
Seagulls, eagles, pigeons.
Okay. Yeah. I will be summoning birds, like birds.
Okay, summon birds.
General as possible. As general as possible.
You're summon
Any bird.
seabirds, which will be difficulty 6.
Yep.
Specifically, not eagles. You're summoning seabirds, so seagulls, for
I was
mostly.
gonna say seagulls.
Mine. Yeah,
Exactly.
one shows up. A seagull shows up, and it seems really scared of the giant eagle on your arm.
Okay. Oh, now this is a decision. Should I increase my bond with the eagle by letting it eat the seagull?
That
Or
won't
should I
do
eat-
anything, actually.
Really?
But,
Okay.
yeah.
Then I'm just going to command it to approach them, and I'm going to drink
Okay.
its blood.
Manipulation plus animal can.
Yep.
Difficulty 7.
Animal can. Where's animal can?
Now, how do
Oh,
you
no, I
say
can't
it? How do you do it? Specifically.
Come near to my face.
All right. It's
Come near
like
to me, come-
it's going. Like oh god, I am so scared of that eagle, and you can tell it's really really scared. So
You
diff
said
7, manipulation animal can.
Ew.
Your supernatural power overrides the fear center in the bird, and it walks forward towards you. And now the eagle is ready to eat it.
Okay. I'm going to speak with the eagle. My darling, this is my prey. You will have much better food later on.
It's getting ready to jump off. You can tell from the tension.
Okay. I'm going to command the eagle to stay. Don't hunt this bird.
Okay.
I'm just going to
That's
command.
manipulation animal can, difficulty 5. All right. It settles down.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to drink it.
Okay, you're gonna have to drink 3 more of them to get a blood point.
I want to cry. Okay. I mean, can I repeat it? Or...
Yes, you can. You can repeat.
Okay.
You only have
Can
time
we
to
make-
do this. You have time to make 3 more rolls. Then the sun is starting to come up.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
You better make the
I'm not
rolls.
speaking then. Yeah, I'm not speaking. You guys can continue. I'm just going to do this in the background, so that. Do. 1, 2. Oh Jesus. Fuck me.
Oof.
Okay, unfortunately, on your last roll, the golden eagle flies off.
Really?
Yep. It's
Like-
hungry. It wants food. It flies off.
Can I shoot myself? Oh wait, it won't kill me.
You can always get it back later, or get a different one.
Maybe he'll come back for
Yeah, Sibyl is,
after sating himself.
Sibyl is sitting depressed, just inhaling and exhaling deep breath. At least did I get 1 blood point because of the second and
Nope,
the third?
you did not.
try?
You did not quite get enough to get 1. So your beast is like, oh, it wants just a little bit more. A little bit more.
Is there any rats in this ship?
There are
Yeah,
always
there's
rats
some
on a
rats.
ship.
Yeah, I'm going to summon rats.
Alright, you got 1 chance, and that's it.
I just got the maximum, like I can't go beyond this. This is my limit.
Alright, like
Uh,
5 rats show up.
Okay, I feed on all of them.
Alright, you have 2 total blood points that you got.
Okay, I'm like sucking their sarcas.
And throwing them
Carcass.
overboard, and the sailors are looking at you. You're
Hey,
lucky
I'm
that
planning-
Olympia
I'm
has
planning
kind of
a ship.
accustomed them, because they're still looking at you with some complete disgust in their eyes.
Hey,
Like, you're
cleaning
nasty.
the ship. Dude, I'm cleaning the ship, okay? You should thank me, not look at me with
Like, yeah.
disgust. I'm cleaning your fucking ship.
You're
Okay.
a disgusting Nosferatu, but even that pales to cracking open a rat or a seagull and shoving your face in their gut and sucking the blood out like like you're downing oxygen from a balloon and then throwing the desiccated carcass overboard. That's just nasty.
If you don't like it, don't come near me.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You've convinced us to leave you alone.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else going to do anything in the brief window of time between the conference ending and sunrise?
Yeah, I would now like to approach Olympia
Uh-huh.
and try to. She's going to ask her, like, the identity of the other people that came to visit her along with Alame. If she managed to get a look at the faces, identify them, and stuff like that.
No, I did not. I have to go. I have to think that it's his constant Toreador and Nosferatu companion. But
Yeah,
they had hoods on. I could not make them out. I only saw him.
would it be possible that perhaps one of them is operating behind the Aleman's back? What did they spoke to you about when they came to visit?
This is not a memory I'm eager to revisit.
I understand. Forgive if I brought any extra unpleasantness to your night.
Tomorrow we'll make up for it. Okay.
I need blood.
All right. The sun rises. You guys continue to sail through the Mediterranean.
Am I able to make an empathy roll to see if she's really just uncomfortable about speaking about it, or if there's something else needed, something more perhaps supernatural, preventing her to speak of something like that?
Manipulation plus empathy.
Next night we are getting 1 with PowerPoint back. Is it correct?
You don't, for the reasons we've already discussed.
Okay. Right.
Right. So Albina, it's really hard for you to make out. She's still got a lot of damage on her, and it's clear that she's not happy talking about it, but you can't really make out why. And that you could just put that down to all the damage she suffered.
Okay.
I'm asking you a question, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sent it. Okay. Right. This one times thing, right? Not several times trading. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let's go.
Okay. As you all retire beneath the decks and you get in your chambers, enter the crates, or what have you, the sun rises and the day sleep overcomes all of you. At some point during the day, the ship docks in port. And when the sun sets, the curse leaves you and your eyes all pop open. Ihamus climbs out of the crate in which he had secreted himself. And you come to in the middle of a bunch of activity as men are gathering on the deck of the ship. You can hear them tromping around on top.
Hmm. Any voices we don't recognize?
No, they're just talking, so you can't really make out anything. It doesn't seem angry. It's just activity.
Yeah. Oh no, I just mean, is it like, do we recognize it as the voice of the sailors, or are there any voices that
You didn't really pay a lot of attention to the
aren't
ghouls,
familiar?
so it's just the sound of a lot of feet and chatter. There's no pounding. There's no battle sounds. It's just activity.
So Labian will go up onto the deck and wait for the others.
When
Can
she
you call?
when she wakes up, Hat will make sure she has her gear on her, and then head up.
Um, Everybody spends a blood point to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if you slept the whole night through, you have regained a willpower point. Or the whole
Okay.
day through.
Okay, one blood point off. Let's see.
Oh, I suppose I should also point out that Labiana did go up, but not before arming herself with her gladius, which she's placed under her cloak.
Ihamus, when he appears on the deck, is wearing his normal clothing. Does not appear to have any kind of armor or anything like that on. But he does have a couple of stakes underneath his outfit. How about the rest of you guys?
Take my gladius, my bow, and some stakes.
Okay?
Sorry, we're stating equipment, right?
Yes. Armor, weapons.
And
Nicodemus is
homunculi.
Yep.
his oiled leather armor, which is rare for him, and he comes out with his bag carrying all sorts of stuff for this kind of occasion.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Leather armor, ceremonial mace.
Yeah. So I have level 1, the black clothing. And can I have knuckles? You know, the iron knuckles, not necessarily a melee weapon, but a brawl weapon.
All right, that's strength plus 1 bashing.
Yeah. And I have a dagger, small dagger, uh, and stakes, probably like several stakes, 4, 3, stretched on my body, somewhere on my chest,
let's
so
go
I
with
can
3.
easily pick it. Okay, go with 3. Yeah. Stretched on my chest, probably somewhere easy, so that I can pick it up. And other than that, mm, nothing special.
All right. Everyone else also appears on board the surface of the ship, and they tromp down the gangplank onto the pier, and immediately begin walking around the port to hit to Evelina's.
Right. Well, hopefully Evelyn has some blood, because maybe she can spare some ghouls or hurt.
It takes very little time, only a few minutes to get there, and she is actually waiting for you guys when you guys show up. She is also in class 3 leather armor. She has a short blade with her. And her husband appears beside her in his normal everyday clothes, with that same smug smile on his face that he always has.
Do I know the husband's name? Because I never met them. It's Sibyl.
Yep.
He never gave us one. I think.
He has been introduced only as Mr. Papadoulis.
That's all we remember him as.
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry,
If I-
Mr. Papantonio. Mr. Papantonio. With his wife,
Right.
Evelina Papantonio.
Oh, you must be Evelina Popontonio. Am I correct, darling?
She looks over
My-
at you. Call me darling again, and you're going to be picking all your teeth out of your asshole.
Oh, sorry if I made you sad, angered, pissed. My friend said you were beautiful, but it seems like you are much more beautiful than what I expected. And your husband, the very handsome husband. Well, what is your name again?
So her husband married above his league. He's a little bit fat, a little dumpy on the face. He looks like any average guy off the street, really. He
Okay.
he looks unfazed to see a Nosferatu walking around on the street.
Yeah. Oh, your smile is like a dagger. It cuts through the soul and eyes. What a sharp smile you have. It's not a surprise that with such a charming smile you took the heart of this beautiful kindred woman. I give a glimpse over to the Evelyn.
He literally
giving a
says
smile.
nothing that whole time. He just stands there and smiles at you.
Oh.
She looks over at the rest of you guys. Are we doing this? Let's go. We doing it? Let's go. I'm ready.
Abner smiles. I see that you did not change. It's a pleasure to see you two again. Seems like the time that you foresaw is at hand. Shall we get started?
Indeed.
Sorry, while we are all talking through in the building, may I do something very shortly among you friends? it will not take much time. I will just glimpse through something beyond the veil.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to give Alamar any more time. Let's do this. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, so when we enter the building, I will be trying to do my omens thing, like trying to see what the glimpse of the future will be for tonight.
You're gonna have to stop and cast the bones.
Yeah, when we go inside the building and when we sit through and talk, like I am going to do that at that moment. We are going to talk, right? We are going to discuss about things.
Olympia is whispering. You have a few minutes tops to do this.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't have
I will-
much time.
Okay, I will use that few minutes then. Just like, whatever I got, I'm going to use the chances.
Also,
Go ahead, Labiana.
Labiana's gonna set out her little homunculus to scout around the city.
Okay.
So what is the difficulty? Probably because it's short, the difficulty will be higher. I understand if you say like, because it's higher, you have to more focus more.
It's a shame I
So-
only took the 1 foot.
Make it a perception plus enigmas roll, and then you're going to make an intelligence plus enigmas roll. You have to understand what you're
This time.
noticing first.
Okay, so what is the difficulty for the perception?
6. Okay, now intelligence plus enigmas, diff 8.
Okay. I'm rolling so good today. I'm rolling
Nothing,
so
there's nothing really striking an impression on you for this.
good. Okay.
No,
And my
there's
eagle
no-
is...
Nothing good or bad. The gods have nothing to say about this, apparently.
Okay. And my eagle is not back, right? Maybe is it
Nope,
back?
it is gone.
Ah, fuck me.
All right. The homunculus you're getting telepathically, it's not encountering anything of note, Labiana. There seems to be pretty quiet tonight. If
Too quiet?
no, it seems like a normal everyday night. It seems like a every night.
An average night.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing outstanding. While we are as a guest staying in this house, is she going to give some blood?
No, they are not giving any blood. They are on the move.
Oh, we are
I've
on
got my
move.
plan.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, and Olympia says it, right? I have my plan. Let's go. Okay. Yep,
So they start taking off through the city. You see the other Nosferatu pulls his hood up and hunches over, and you know instinctively he's using obfuscate to conceal his movements from the crowd.
Yeah, I will be using obfuscate too, but I want to stay rather close to this Nosferatu. Yeah, this is the Nosferatu I have talked with, right?
Correct.
The Nosferatu
One of
who
them.
Said, okay, one of them. I want to stay close proximity to him, not to the Olympia, but the Nosferatu itself.
Nicodemus follows the group, and he also uses obfuscate. Takes a note to keep everyone under his sights. Well, sort of. tries to stay somewhere in the middle.
You travel to a raised section of the city near the when the city starts to rise up to the typical Acropolis that you find in almost all of them. All Greek colonies. So, I'm going to go ahead and put our character up. We are going to start up here at the top of this map.
Yeah. Like, while we are at it, maybe you should change the server again.
Yeah, I'll do that here in a second.
Just to be sure.
All right, I'm just going to put a generic person on here to represent all of the ghouls.
So writing our tokens together.
Yeah, we can do that.
It said I do not have archery.
So yeah.
All right,
while
so
we're
you
doing
guys,
this-
there's about 20 ghouls there. They're armed with knives and short blades. They have basic leather armor on.
I'm not going inside that fight. Like, that's not my thing. Can I choose to not fight with 20 ghouls?
Well, they're ahead of you. They are on your side.
Aha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least for now.
Yes, for now. For now.
For now.
Okay.
Okay, for the whole thing.
Sorry, as 20 girls walking on the street, right, are people like those checking these footsteps at such a late hour or something? Is this happening?
People are getting out of the way. They recognize trouble when they see it.
Okay. Yeah. So, as Ihamos suggested, standing behind the ghouls, few steps away.
Yep.
Excuse
So
me.
there is a break in the rock underneath, and everyone files in. The ghouls file in first. The main party's behind you guys. You're kind of in the middle. They stumble into the dark, and you can see they all gather up against a rock face, and they're kind of feeling along it, trying to feel where this mechanism is for this hidden door.
I'm gonna go up and try to help them find it.
Okay. As you pass Ihamus, you notice his skin has become very scaly,
Uh-oh.
shiny.
He's not using Obfuscate?
Not anymore. There's no point.
So, Pentus?
Yes.
Wait, why will there be no point on using Obfuscate at this point?
Because you're about to get in the middle of the shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Which is
So-
also why. Oh, sorry. Which is also why I think Labiena will instinctively cast. See if I can remember the name of the thing. I believe it was Mortis Invultus. Was it the other one? No, it was Algor Mortis.
Yeah, Algor Mortis.
Algor Mortis.
Give you that self-control boost.
Okay.
Does my sixth sense
So it was
tingling?
the willpower point, I believe.
Yes, it is. And Sybil, yes, it is.
Okay, it's tingling, right.
So bloodbath's done now will last throughout the
Combat, yes.
Combat. Okay.
We'll last through the scene, not just combat. Yeah.
So
All right.
that's 5 per turn. Nice.
You push up, and eventually somebody finds some sort of mechanism, and he pushes it in, and a section of the wall begins to grate open. It just like clicks and stops, just a little bit open. And you hear some voices behind the wall going, what the hell? Nobody's supposed to be coming in here. And the ghouls begin to push it open, and they start to rush in, and so a spill of torchlight comes out from behind the door, and then you start hearing the clang and bash of metal and screams, ah! And the smell of blood fills the air. Anyone at half blood or below should be making a self-control roll.
Mm-hmm. I am like 1 blood point below my half, so
Right, so
what's my
self-control, difficulty 5.
Okay,
Thankfully, that is not me.
let's see. 3D10.
I was just going to say, as this is all going on, Labiana's little homunculus is hopping around sneaky like.
The
village.
homunculus just slips through the combat, and Sybil, what you're getting, or not Sybil, Labiana, what you're getting is an image of a square of room, 3 people on this side of the door fighting with the ghouls you came in with, and a hallway leading down deeper in, dimly lit by some torches. Sybil, all right, we're going to do some initiative rolls now.
I do have a question also.
Over the course of 2 rounds, I'm spending 9 blood to buff Ash.
Okay. I actually thought I sent it around the city.
I do have a question.
I would assume it has to stay within 100 meters of you, Labiana.
Right, yeah. I forgot about that.
Are they the Olympia and the Nosferatu and the others, the other kindreds, are they with us in this building too?
They are
or
behind you.
they Behind me? Us? What? I
Initiative,
thought
huh?
Olympia would go before us. Okay.
In chess, the pawns go first.
Then the bishops.
So blood buff doesn't affect our
It does if you
Does-
boost your
does it?
dexterity.
initiative.
Yes, if you boost your dexterity, it affects your initiative.
Okay.
So-
And if you
I
have
did
class
that.
3 armor, class 2 or class 3 armor, it affects your initiative as well, because you are losing dexterity.
Fair. As they don't have. That's cool.
So you know what I want to do, Chris? I want to spend a willpower point to take control over and get away from this building outside to street
Right.
if it's all, because I don't want to go
You
friends
need it.
like.
You are going to spend a willpower point and make another self-control roll at diff 6.
Okay. Okay, that can happen too. That can happen too. Please roll good. Please, where's my luck?
Why can't we roll initiatives through the sheet? Or can we?
Yeah. You know what? Can I tell like the blood is not on my side and I need some supplement before actually being as effective as possible to Olympia, like looking at the ground, looking pitiful, kind of sad, wishing to summon some animals before going into the real fight. Can I like?
Sybil, I need you to roll
was
initiative,
really going to
by the way.
Oh, me too. Okay.
Yep.
It's dexterity plus 1d10. Yeah. For the placement, by the way, I'm standing.
I know.
behind.
I know. I need to move you down for screen purposes,
Okay.
and I can put you back.
7 plus d10. 1d10 plus 7. Where's the plus?
All right.
Ouch.
My luck jumped through the
Okay.
window.
So
Like
the
nothing
smell
is-
of freshly spilled blood immediately begins to fill the chamber. And you can see a little rivulet of it starting to flow and spread across the floor. And then one of the ghouls in red, his body falls backwards with a thump, with a big gash ripped across his chest and through the armor, as a couple more men try to shove their way in. Labiena, you are first, and then Nicodemus.
Well, I believe I can step around Hatshep, so
Yeah. You can shove your way through the people if you want to get involved in the fight.
oh, she really does about. um, I
The
suppose
option
that's
is
what we're
there
here
if you
for.
want to get involved.
Yeah. She probably will, but in the back of her mind, she's obviously thinking, or wishing there was another way. So she's going to step around and take a swing at one of them with her gladius. Unsheath it first, of course. Wow. I mean, she's going to have to.
All right. Yeah, you can do that. It's very, very narrow. You shove your way to the front of the crowd. Get out of the way! You shove your way through it, and you got your gladius, and you take a swing. They're going to try to parry that. So the spearman that's in front. Actually, what it is there's an axeman in front, and there's two spearmen flanking him. Or sorry, there's one spearman, one axeman, and there's a bowman. And the bow guy is lining up his shots. He took a moment to line them up, so this axe guy's in front, and the spear guy is shoving his spear beside him, so he has enough length on the spear to shove it in front. So the axe guy attempts to parry you, and the spear guy is going to attempt to stab you. So,
Okay.
rolling for Axeman parry, he must beat. He has to beat your number of successes on a dexterity plus melee roll.
Essentially contested roll.
Yep, it is contested roll.
Is it Div 6?
Yes, this is going to be diff 6.
Also, just realised I've also got a dot of celerity.
Which will add to your dexterity. Unless
So
you
adds to
use
the
it
dex.
to.
Alright, on this occasion I'm going to add it to the dexterity.
Okay.
Because it's only one
Ooh, I
dot,
didn't
so
know you had celerity.
I bought one dot. Alright, here goes nothing.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So that makes two
So
successes.
your blade. He attempts to deflect your blade with the axe haft, and you manage to weave it around. It slides down his arm and slices across his chest. Roll damage. Strength plus 2. Lethal.
Plus 2. Strength, I believe I did buff that as well by 1.
By the way, this is narrow as it seems, right? This
It's narrow.
corner.
It's narrow enough for one person at a time. People are kind of standing on top of each other.
Ooh, that's chaotic.
I don't think the Gladius added any extra to the.
It does strength plus 2
Just
plus strength plus 2 plus 1 extra success
Plus
on your
2 extra
attack roll. So
So the one success. Okay,
Yeah.
so that makes.
So don't forget the margin.
Yeah, so that was that one extra success. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go, girl.
Yeah.
all right, your blade catches the armor and slices the armor, but does not appear to go through it.
Damn.
The spearman launches an attack on you.
Holy shit.
+4, 7, 8. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Total party kill.
So can I
Tepe
try to
ka.
parry that?
You'd have to do a multiple action on it. And I will go ahead and just let you go ahead and do that. It's going to be at diff 8 and -2 dice.
Okay.
Dex melee, diff 8, -2 dice.
So -2 dice from before.
Correct.
Diff 8.
And remember to take off anything for armor as well.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yes.
Probably she's wearing armor.
when does our by the way, like
We'll get to the rest of you guys here in a second.
okay. That drops it to 4 success.
Okay.
+3 strength +2.
Soak 4 lethal. That's stamina plus armor plus fortitude.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know armor. He's the weapon has armor piercing 2.
So what does that mean?
So if you have armor of less than 2, if you have light leather armor or less, you have no armor.
Yeah.
If you're wearing heavy leather, you have 1 point of armor against this.
Yeah. It's essentially you decrease 2 points from your armor. Like if it's 5, it's 3. If it's 3, it's 1.
Yeah.
And
But
below that,
essentially
it's
at this
just-
point it's just stamina plus fortitude. Essentially. Which was that by 1. 1 fortitude, so hang on.
Never gonna let
Chance
you
of
down.
diff 6?
Yes.
I've got a chance at soaking this.
All right, you take 1 lethal. The spear jams into your gut. Bam! Penetrates through your armor, and you feel the steel enter your corpse intestines. It's cold. It's even colder than your undead body, and it's painful. It hurts. You take 1 level of lethal, and the spear yanks out of you.
Okay.
And then another ghoul tries to push you out of the way, pushes you to the back of the crowd, and they keep smashing and bashing at each other. And now it is Nicodemus's turn.
Okay.
Is that yeah? Yeah. I don't really get
How
hurt much,
thick and
so
crazy is this? Is it possible to throw a dagger at this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not going to be possible. Throwing weapons isn't going to be that useful. Go ahead.
So
So is that one-
the enemy ghouls already moved. They were faster than me.
They are in the thick of it.
Okay. Let's try it. Let's try to squeeze in here. And Nicodemus is going to wait with his action to parry anything that would come his or Labiena's way.
Okay. Ihamus also holds. He is reluctant to get into the thick of the fight. Albina, go ahead. You can take an action.
Okay, so I'm just going to move over here. I cannot shoot an arrow at this guy over here in the front.
Yeah, a little too much chance of hitting one of your allies. It'd be really,
So-
really tough.
So I think I'm just going to go holding for now. Hold my action for now.
Okay. Yep. Hat chips it.
I'm gonna be moving up here, but holding back.
Okay. So Hatshepsut, Nicodemus, Labiana, you guys see this in the light and the melee that's going on up there. One of the ghouls staggers backwards with an arrow sticking out of his eye. He drops down. Looks like there's now two of the your group is down. Sybil, you go running outside, and you're like, Olympia, Prince Olympia, I need blood. And she looks at you and she attempts to dominate you.
Wait, I
Fine.
was okay. Well, if you
I'm
call
fine,
this
sure,
happen at this point, then I'm going to accept it. But my new goal was actually taking cover here. I was actually going to take cover here with obfuscate open, and then just going to whisper something to Labian.
Okay. Well, if you're going to change your action, that's fine. You get control of yourself. You come back in. You come back in and you get behind Ihamus.
Yeah, like I obfuscate open, I take cover behind Hamus, and I'm going to whisper Alvina, turn into shadow and engulf them, the enemies. That's what I'm going to whisper, and that's it. Should I roll for the obfuscate?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. Labiana, the melee is continuing. And again, it's only been like 20 or 30 seconds since all this started. The smell of blood is still thick in the air. There's still a lot of screaming, bashing. You can smell the sweat coming off of people as the intensity of their actions and emotions are just causing an involuntary sweating as they jam in their swords, jam in their daggers, trying to push past each other to get in there. What would you like to do?
Well, as I say, I can't get past them at the moment, can I?
You can get back in there and help.
Well, as I say, probably would want to give it another go. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead. Get back
Might
in
try
there. You shove your way to the front. They still got the same thing, but that axe guy, he's suffered some wounds now. He's bleeding on his face. You can see that his hands are a little bit bloody. There's some cuts on his armor. The attack is having an effect. He's been a little bit hurt.
Okay. Well, I'm actually thinking about making a stabbing action with my sword this time.
Okay? He is going to accept this, and he is going to make a targeted attack at your head.
Interesting.
He is spending a blood point for potence and a blood point for, or actually, he's going to spend a blood point for fortitude.
Is this a contested roll?
No, this is not a contested roll.
Okay, so she goes first, right? Because that's her turn.
Uh-huh.
So it's my
Go ahead.
turn.
Okay.
So I'm going to use this celerity again.
For a dexterity? Or an extra action?
So when it comes to the extra action, does that mean I can attack him twice?
You can use half your celerity round up for an attack action.
Yeah.
So you will get an action at the end of the turn order for celerity, or you can use it for dodge immediately. One or the other.
Actually, dodge would probably be a
Dodge
better
or
option.
parry. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll save it for that.
Okay. So
Brings
you
me
will
back
be
to-
spending a blood point for celerity. You will lose that dexterity dice, which is no big deal. So make your attack roll.
Okay, I'll make the attack roll first. 'Cause I know what. There's a blood point for that.
Outstanding.
Nice.
All right. Strength plus 2 extra successes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
That maybe.
Well, he soaks. His fortitude reduces it to 3. You hurt him badly. You feel that your sword penetrates deep into his intestines. If this was a normal man, you know he'd be dead. There is no doubt in your mind if he was normal, he would be dead. But he rears back with a mighty roar. Ah! And he puts everything he has into this sword strike, or this axe strike, sorry, right at your head as hard as he can. He has to spend a willpower point for wound penalties to ignore them.
Is it possible for Nicodemus to parry this, or is it impossible from his position?
From that position, you might actually be able to, at a very high difficulty, your throwing knife might actually be able to finish him off before he can strike.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Dexterity plus athletics.
Since-
Throw your throwing knife. Diff 9.
shit. Well, gonna
Throw
try.
it like a ninja.
But Nicodemus was specifically watching for this kind of assaults.
Yep.
5, athletics, 7 dice.
So, also, just really quick, I'm kind of derping at the moment. On our online character sheets, the dash, the /, and the X, which of those means
The dash means bashing.
lethal, and
The slash means lethal, and the X is aggravated.
that's what I thought.
Yep.
And for me, was that bruised or hurt?
Yeah, you're at bruised. So no wound penalties for you.
This is check.
Right.
I won't
So
be.
go ahead, Nicodemus. Strength plus 1, plus 2 extra, because it's a headshot.
I was gonna say I won't be hindered by wound penalties this
Um,
combat, anyways.
Correct.
6.
Ooh, it's a headshot. Nice.
Yes. Labiana, your sword penetrates his guts, and he rears back with that axe, and like magic, the hilt of a knife protrudes from his forehead, and he drops down, dead.
He
Yeah,
Gonski.
and you throw a look back over your shoulder, and you can see Nicodemus in that classic pose of I have just thrown the knife. So he's just standing there with that pose out. And
Wait. Is Nicodemus giving a blink to the Laviana after she looks back?
No, I'm staring for more danger. No time for show off.
Okay. Just
So does
Alright.
that mean I can duck?
well, you've still got a spearman and an archer to deal with.
Fair.
And you still have your celerity action. And they're going to go ahead and the archer is going to target you with a headshot.
Fair enough.
Actually, let me look something up real quick for combat systems.
Sure.
Let's see what else he can do. See if he can pump you full of arrows instead of just targeting your head.
Oh boy. To become a pincushion.
like unloading the weapon, you know.
Yep.
But it's a crossbow, right? I don't know if it has.
It's
any
a- it's a
effect
short
because
bow.
it's crossbow.
It's a
Oh,
short
okay,
bow.
it's a short bow. Okay.
Okay.
I assume that because of the chair. That was the reason.
Right. He is
So
going
how
to
would that
attempt to hail of arrows.
How long would that take him?
This is a single action thing, and he just fires off as many as he has dots in archery. So he's going to fire off 3 arrows and 3 separate shots in one action. So in 5 seconds,
Wow.
he's firing off 3 arrows.
Archers are really dangerous in this game. Like in the Dark Age, and the firearms are really dangerous. And firearms are really dangerous in the modern night.
I was gonna say, especially if they're vampires with celerity. Far out.
So first arrow hits
The-
you with 5 successes.
-1, I believe, because of the celerity. I am.
Nope, she's got a chance to dodge at least one of these.
Yeah. So the celerity adds to Dex again in this instance?
Because you're using it for actions.
Right, okay. So it just gives me this ability to dodge.
Yeah. So the second one hits you.
So, okay, it's Dex plus Athletics, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me check.
And the third one hits you.
Can I?
So go ahead and roll your first dodge. Now the good part, these only inflict base 2. They only, but they ignore your armor. So it's
by the way,
3.
By the way, Chris, am I correct? Because this is short bow, they do not add strength as part of the damage.
That's
The
correct.
arrow-
It is 2. It is 2 damage plus extra.
Okay. Ooh. At least that's. At least you're not going to get the. I don't know how to pronounce that one. You know, just
Okay.
she getting destroyed
What?
brutally.
Well, no.
Doesn't say the
In
first
short,
one hits.
no. Soak 2 lethal from 3 arrows that hit you.
Wait.
Well, all of
He-
them.
All of them
Well, yeah,
in total
so-
did 2 lethal.
Unfortunately,
He accidentally shot his own arrows out the air.
So
Yeah, 2 of the arrows shatter on impact.
shouldn't you add the bonus margin of attack roll to the damage?
I did.
As
So-
normal?
I did.
Okay.
stealth plus not stealth. The stamina plus fortitude.
Stamina plus fortitude, no armor. Yeah, he hits you. The first arrow hits you solid. The second 2 arrows shatter on impact. Do no damage.
Lucky.
And the first arrow doesn't even penetrate. It just kind of sticks in you, doesn't really hurt. And then you roll out of the way, and Nicodemus took his action. Ihamus still holds his.
Nah. Is it? Didn't I take action from my previous turn?
Nah, new round. But Albina, you're up. The Axeman is down. The other 2 are in a pickle.
Just before Albina makes her move,
Mhm.
Laviena will just look over at the archer and just go, "Is that the best you got?"
By the way, remember what I said as my action to Albina. Just saying.
And what did you say?
Waste your
I
blood at
said-
the beginning. That's what I said.
What?
I said like turn into a shadow and engulf them. You know. I said just that.
Oh, I do not see the point in doing that at this point. I think it'd be a bit of a
It's more about like saving as much ghoul as possible in our side and killing them as fast as possible so that the damage will be as minimum as we can get out of it. Because engulfing them will be too huge disadvantage dice-wise, and you deal damage to. It's just too
All right.
great, you know.
Well, as you 2 are discussing strategy, Hatshepsut, what are you doing?
I am. So the friendly ghouls are still in the front.
Yeah, you can push your way up if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna push up for try and take a single blow against this axe motherfucker.
No, he's done. He's dead.
Oh, the spearman then.
All right, so you're at a +1 difficulty, and he hasn't attacked yet, so he's trying to parry you. Dex melee, you got diff 7.
One that's
You beat him. You got in. Roll damage.
So what's head section? She's attacking.
She's stabbing
right?
him. Yes, she's stabbing him.
Straight.
Going stabby stab.
On using a mace.
Oh, mace. Smashy smash, sorry.
Ooh, smashy smash.
Can you actually attack to the weapon to break it with the mace?
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, and besides, too late now.
Ooh, excuse me.
If my thing will just start working properly. There we go.
Alright.
Is this bashing or
Alright,
lethal?
lethal, because it's bladed mace. He looks hurt. He got a cut. And the blow forces him backwards a little bit. And now the dam is open. After Hatshepsut does that, people start pouring in, and they leap on these guys. So they've left.
Excellent.
There's 3 or 4 dead bodies now in the hallway you have to get over. But now that the choke point is clear, those first guys are taken care of.
I want to rush and drink the blood of the corpses left behind.
I was gonna say. Sybil, self-control roll, diff 8.
Yeah. Diff 8, self-control, right.
All right.
Okay.
You do not stop until all of the blood is out from every corpse on the ground. You
That's
gorge
cool.
yourself to maximum and keep spending blood until there's nothing more to be drunk on the ground.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like on my knees, my arms are open, and I'm like looking at the what is it called? The roof, and like, yeah, that's it.
You can get out of the 4 or 5 dead bodies, you can get about 20 blood points. So that takes you about 7 rounds.
Awesome. Is it possible to steal something before she?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Consumed everything.
What do you want to steal?
Just some. Just gonna grab the guy Nicodemus killed, pull the throwing dagger out of his head, and drink the remaining blood.
Well, you go before him in the turn order, so you can get 5 blood points out of that. Sybil, you're down to 15 blood points that you can get. And you
Don't steal my blood.
you step on his neck, you pull the dagger out, then you reach down, you pick him up with one hand, and you've increased your strength, and you just kind of like hold him up and suck whatever remains out of his body.
Teeth.
Meanwhile, Sybil has desperately fallen on the bodies, and is hissing and scratching and hitting at anybody who tries to come close. And starts sucking all the blood out. As the men begin to pour through the hallways, there's a couple of lit torches, but the battle lust is upon you all. As you rush past all of the rush into the hallways here.
I will grab the. Wait, can I use the short bow with the arrows?
No,
Can I
you
use
need to
that?
wait for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't have archery. Can I use that even if I don't have archery?
Yes, but you're going to be at a very significant disadvantage because you don't understand how to take care of it or aim it or anything like that.
Okay, I understand. I'm just, not a good at melee fights, so I'm thinking about any ways to help.
All right. So what you guys
would there
see
be-
is these guys are rushing down. You see a hallway with a door on either side.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure how far back the dead bodies are now, but I don't know if Labiena would have had the opportunity to perhaps take one of the eyeballs for.
You can stop and make a very quick dexterity plus medicine roll to excise an eyeball very quickly.
For Dex plus medicine. So is this using the base dex or buffed dex?
Buffed.
Okay.
So behind those doors, do the ghouls they control it? No.
They
Are they
cannot get
just
them
like
open. They're kicking at the doors and cannot get them open.
oh
Div 6?
Yes, Div 6.
wait, maybe can I lockpick them? Try to lockpick it?
Oof.
Oh wait,
This is a
wait,
fail.
wait.
You unfortunately
Shoot.
destroy the eye you tried to grab. There's one
Damn.
more though that you can get.
So
There is. So
There's a couple more. You can make another attempt.
go for the other one then. She just goes rats and goes, okay, let's try this again. Same diff?
Yes. There you go. That got it. No sweat.
Beautiful. So she'll save that for a ritual later on.
Chris,
Yes.
when everyone goes forward, standing back, summoning reds, and I will try to maybe stand the reds behind these doors and see what inside.
Okay.
There.
So everybody pours forward into here. Labian and Nicodemus have paused to do some stuff with the corpses. Ihamus is steadily working his way in. Albina, how about you?
Yeah, I following after she's going to go into shadow form upon reaching the doors and try to sleep what's the word around it.
Yes.
To try to
The
stop.
doors are not airtight. You can slip through them. Which one would you like to slip through?
And first the one on the left.
Okay.
Boom.
Go right ahead. You slip through that. No problem. What you see are essentially sleeping chambers with curtains, and it's a very small square, about 2 meters by 2 meters, just enough for a average-sized person to lay down in and have some gear next to them.
There seems to be anyone present.
No, there is not.
Okay, so she's going to get there. There's nothing that seems to be of interest in there. Nothing, no item of special interest, and nothing that stand.
Right, there doesn't seem to be anything really of interest there. It's more like, looks like guest chambers is what it looks like.
Oh, okay, I get it. So maybe guard bear stuff like that. So yeah, she's going to again go for the other.
Okay? You go inside the other one. It's a, kind of looks like a meeting chamber. There's a couple of torches to provide light, which you very assiduously avoid. There doesn't appear to be anybody in it. There's like a desk, some writing utensils that are blank, nothing on them. Doesn't appear to be anybody there, though.
Okay.
Oh,
So she's
man.
going to return to the
Okay.
and follow after I am.
Right. By the time you get back to Ihamus, he's looking to his left, and this chamber right here is on fire. There's smoke starting to pour down the hallways. It's getting. You guys don't have to breathe, very fortunately for you. How about Hatshepsut? What's Hatshepsut doing?
Going forward to keep up with Albina and the others.
Right.
Maybe if I have enough movement, glancing it. Oh wait, no, this is a room that's on fire, right?
Yes. So what you see, just
Okay.
because you
Not
followed
glancing
Ihamus,
in
you
that.
followed Ihamus. What you see is, as the ghouls rush down, one of them just grabs a torch off a wall, and as they pass the chamber, he looks in and just throws the torch on it. It was books, scrolls. They immediately catch on fire.
Oh, wait, what?
If you succeed in a high difficulty courage roll, you might be able to rescue something.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try.
All right.
Demos
Courage,
too.
difficulty 8. Rush up to the
Can I
flames
also-
and save something.
Can I also try it?
No, you cannot. By the time you get
Oh,
there,
yeah.
it's fully engulfed.
And I still in Chandel form, so not have how
Yeah.
to grab it fast.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
So
Yes, you can.
I'm guessing we haven't caught up yet.
No, you
I
have
get
not.
one success.
One success. You steel yourself. You hype yourself up. And you sprint forward and you just reach out and grab whatever you can grab and rush away. You managed to save a couple scrolls that were just happened to be right there that you just grabbed and ran.
Also, I've just realized what I wanted to do. I kind of did wrong. So we're doing something different with this eyeball than I
Yeah,
originally
that's okay.
intended.
You have a human eyeball.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to make it into another homunculi. I was
Alright.
planning to try and
So-
do the what do you call it?
Get
The
add on to
final
it.
sight ritual, but
Mhm.
I realized I did it wrong.
Chris,
Yes.
I will be summoning a rat and ask the rat if there's anybody standing right outside of this place. Essentially, I want to see if our patrons.
Oh no,
current
they're inside
patrons-
with you now.
Oh,
They
okay.
as you are busy cutting eyeballs out and feeding and licking, and the other vampires come in as well. Evelina, Olympia, Mr. Papantonio, the Toreador, the Nosferatu, they all come in.
Okay.
So they step past you. They do not have time to step past Labiana, though, because she is very quickly cutting the eyeball out. So essentially, Sybil and Nicodemus will be bringing up the rear. Unless they want to scoot ahead, which they are more than willing to welcome to do so.
Nope, I am behind. I am standing behind everybody. As I said, obfuscates 1 and 2 is open still.
Those two doors are still shut. Nobody has tried to bust them down.
I'm still using them.
Still using what? Rats?
Oh, obfuscate.
Yes, that's fine. All right. So now that they have
So
fed
why are they?
Nicodemus and Sybil, what would you like to do? Nicodemus first.
Be right back.
Yeah.
I need to grab something real quick.
What is the reason the doors remain closed?
Nobody bothered to bust them open.
Well, let's try to bust them open then.
All right.
Or
About
why,
those doors?
why are they? Where are they?
Wait,
Are they?
They have a wooden bar behind them and a standard kind of shutting mechanism.
Splendid.
Well, one does, one does not. I'll put it like that. One is going to be easier than the other.
Sorry. Are we talking about this?
Yeah.
I'm going to let Nicodemus decide if he wants to bust down the left one or the right one.
Let's try this.
Okay. That's going to be the more difficult one.
Can I help? Can I help him?
Yes, the two of you together can do it. Nicodemus.
I think I should do because it will be.
Nicodemus, roll strength plus 2 extra dice.
Very well.
Strength plus 2 extra dice
6?
plus potence if you have it. Diff 6.
Nope.
This is going to be an extended roll. You're going to need 5 successes.
Splendid. How does
Pretty
health
much
work
that-
in this?
Hmm?
Are we both collecting successes?
No, just you.
Okay.
The two of you together are kicking at it. So strength plus 2 extra dice as you are together ramming your shoulders and kicking in the door.
amongst that, do you mind if I make
So it's
my...
not like one roll per round?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Labiana, you're going to ask something?
If in amongst this, do you mind if I make my intelligence plus occult roll to animate my second homunculi?
Sure. Go right ahead. Your eyeball.
Yep.
Animate
Roll an
that bad
eyeball.
boy up.
Spinning on the ground. Do, 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 do.
That means 2 knights, right?
Correct.
So if they manage to get that door open, she's going to send the eyeball in first. To look
I have a
around.
question. Chris. If I grab one of those short here and just use it to smash the gate, will it?
That's not really going to help you bust that thing down.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Nicodemus. Keep rolling.
Okay.
What was the movie name again? The guy who destroyed.
Oh, Jesus. That's a botch.
It's a fail, though.
That's just a fail.
Yeah, it's a fail. And keep rolling.
Right.
Okay.
So as Olympia passes, you try to get her attention. Like a little,
no.
like a little help here.
Yeah. Actually, yes. Actually, yes.
Making a hand gesture, please. Can you come here, like pointing at the door?
She ushers the two
He's
of you
like,
aside
no
and
loose ends.
has her Nosferatu come up, and with his potence and strength, it takes him a couple kicks. It takes him 2 kicks. He kicks it the first time, you hear something shatter, and then he kicks it again, and you hear it, woof woof, thuds, and then the door grates open, and you can hear it pushing something as the door pushes open.
Okay. Yep. Dropping obfuscated again, and I will go and follow the Nicodemus inside this place.
Okay. The two of you go in, and the Toreador goes in, and the other Nosferatu goes in.
Yeah, like a
okay.
survey.
Yeah.
What's going on?
The two of you guys see nothing, and you're going to throw the eyeball in after him, Labiana, right?
Well, the plan was to send it in before them, just in case.
Well, it's probably fast enough to outrun us.
Yeah.
Being small and shit.
So the two of you guys go in. You're in a little hallway right here, and it opens up to the chamber. And Sybil, you see nothing but a couple of torches, a little desk with a couple sheets of scrolls on it that appear to be, you can't make out what they are from where you're at.
Does my sixth sense tingling
No,
and pointing?
no.
Nothing there on the walls, on the roof,
Nope.
behind the. Okay.
Does
But
Okay.
Nicodemus, you
little
can't really
rolling eye?
see from where you're at. You can't see much. Sybil's
Nicodemus-
blocking your view. He makes a really good door, but not a good window.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to lean my back towards the wall and like, Nicodemus, go inside the room. I can't see anything. Go inside. You will handle it better than
So
me.
Nicodemus
Go
is
inside.
going to be very careful as he approaches closer.
And I will take 5 steps back. Like if anything explodes or something, I'm
Yeah.
just going to take 5
All right.
steps back.
Sybil, neither you nor Nicodemus sees anything. And then the Toreador and the Nosferatu and Evelina all go in. And the Toreador looks... Layers, onion boy.
I'm back.
welcome back.
Yeah. I will be sending a private message to you because I'm curious about this.
Oh shit.
I was gonna say, so
So the two of you are standing there, and you're like, I don't see nothing. And then the Toreador, the Nosferatu, and Evelina come in, and the Toreador looks and points right here, and she's like, there's the Nosferatu! Get him! And they start swinging into it. 3-on-1. Nosferatu's wielding a trident.
Sorry. Does the Nosferatu on our side is also attacking?
Yes.
Okay, it's also attacking. And you say it has a trident.
The Nosferatu that you are facing up against has a trident.
Okay. While they are like fighting with that Nosferatu, all of them, can I try to sneak past behind and like go with the stake?
No, there's no room to sneak.
Then there's
So,
also no point
This
for me to
Nosferatu's
help here.
apparently pretty skilled because he's fighting off 3 of them at once. But it's only been a couple of seconds. If he was going to go down easy, he'd be down by now.
Can I? This can be a very fuck up, but can I just pick the torch and like throw it at the Nosferatu?
Yes, you can.
Um,
Okay? You have common sense, don't you? What's going to happen if you hit your allies?
The other.
I'm throwing the torch at the Nosferatu, and everybody goes friends.
No.
everyone runs away.
You can still do this, but
Yeah.
okay, if you're going to do it, do it.
Wait. Okay. Wait? I have a common sense, you know. I have
That's what I
common
just
sense.
said. What do you think's going to happen if you hit your ally?
Yeah, that's very bad thing. I don't want to hit my ally. I just specifically want to hit the Nosferatu, but I
I
believe it's not
understand
possible.
that, but it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, I understand it too. So I'm not going to do that. But is there any way I can help to them at this?
Not really.
Wait, mechanically speaking, can I use the help action? You know, speaking, encouraging them, giving them I don't know, difficulty
Moral
decrease or
support?
something.
Charisma leadership, if you have leadership. Do you have leadership?
Nope. I have expression.
You cannot do leadership on the special combat action. Tactics. But, so what you guys see is the Nosferatu wields this trident really well. He's using the tines to block the blade of the Toreador. Sybil.
Wait.
Sybil.
Wait.
Sybil. Perception plus melee.
Okay,
Sybil
perception
only.
plus melee.
Yes.
Okay, perception plus melee. After that, I will tell you something because it just came to my mind right now. Perception melee. Okay, let's see.
So also presume the eyeballs
Difficulty?
relaying.
Difficulty's
Difficulty?
8.
8. Oh Jesus. Oh, a
Doesn't say.
blade is coming to me.
Presume the eyeballs relaying all this to
Yeah,
Labiena.
yes.
Labiena kind of mentions
Yes.
this to the others.
Labiana, you are
Like,
telepathically seeing all of this.
Labiena tells the others, I think the others might be in a lot of trouble in that room back there.
Sorry. So what does happen? Am I getting killed? Oh, I see. Yeah. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm just going to send this to you privately because
Okay.
that's how it is.
So you stand there and watch this for about 5 seconds, 10 seconds, as this Nosferatu is just like going to town. Block, block another thrust, block. He can't get any offense in though. He can't stop the defense long enough to actually get an offensive strike in. And Evelina stops what she's doing, reaches down, grabs the desk, just picks it up and whips it around like a bat, just wham as hard as she can. And the Nosferatu tries to block it with the trident to deflect it, and the trident goes through the desk, and then she twists it around and rips the trident out of the Nosferatu's hands.
Yeah. And is she still holding the table with herself?
So she throws it to the corner of the room. The table shatters. The trident goes skittering across the floor. Now the Nosferatu's down to hands and teeth.
Okay. Is there any way to stop them? Like talking this through? Stop. Maybe will it work? But it will prove they won't.
Probably
listen
not.
me. They will probably listen.
I
But
don't suppose there's any room to try and stake him now. It's too crowded,
Yes,
right?
you can actually. You could try whip your way in and try to stake him.
okay, then I'm going
Uh,
to
now-
stake him.
Nicodemus gets first shot at this.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it. Just one lunge and then.
Right.
Not taking this.
Dexterity plus melee,
Um,
difficulty 9. Called shot to the heart.
5.
Okay. Yeah, I'm messaging this. I'm texting this to you now.
Woohoo! All right. Strength plus 5. 2 for the stake, 3 for a heart shot.
Strength plus 5. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's actually this much. Let's go soak it.
Yeah, I texted it to you.
Uh-huh.
That was my plan. I typed it a little bit slow, but yeah, that was my question.
Oh fuck.
And I am
That
assuming
actually
this-
sucks for him. That really does suck for him. All right, the stake hits, but doesn't seem to really penetrate his skin too deeply enough.
And what about what I asked?
Let me go to Discord and find out.
Okay. Let's see.
All right,
Uh,
Sybil, would you like to
I'm-
take a shot at something?
This time I want to use my turn to stake.
All right. So, Nicodemus, you slide in, you ram that stake into his chest, and it just kind of like sticks in his skin a little bit. And he just spares just a half second to just kick you away, so you go tumbling backwards against the wall. He doesn't really have time to follow up with it, though. Again, as he's still fighting several others. So you go tumbling up against the
No,
wall.
I do have an.
And now, Sybil, you
Uh,
slip up and get your chance.
Yeah, and wait, I have to ask one more question. Last one question.
Dang it.
And why does the music keep cutting out?
Yeah. So I texted this after your answer. I will be boosting my strength with the blood buff.
Oh, written bot is out.
Chris,
Uh-huh.
have you seen my text?
No, I have not.
Okay. I've texted to you private channel. Okay. Okay.
But unfortunately, that's your action.
Oh, that's action.
That
okay.
is your
Then
action.
Can I then just simply blood buff my strength and do the roll?
Yes.
Okay. I'm spending 1 blood on dexterity and rest on strength.
Okay, go for it. Make your roll. Dexterity plus melee. Diff 9 if you have melee. Diff 10 if you don't.
Right. Diff 9. It will be diff 9. Dexterity melee.
It'll be diff 10.
Diff 10. Wait. Oh, diff 10. Right. Because I don't have it. That will be diff 10. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh wait. There. +1. There is a +1. I forgot that. Wait. 1d10. 1d10. Please. Fuck.
I prefer that you roll all of it once. So re-roll that whole thing.
Okay. Pool modifier +1 and diff 10. Yeah, and can I spend willpower to?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm spending 1 willpower. That's
That's
2
it.
success. So
Strength plus 6.
potence Wait,
Strength plus
I
potence
can't
plus
do that.
6.
Okay, yeah. Strength plus strength plus potence plus 6, so that makes 7. And with that 6, you included the margin, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Fuck. Wait. I made
Strength
a
plus potence plus 6.
Okay. Yeah. Difficulty. Oh shit.
You should have spent blood to make those potence auto successes.
Oh, can I do that?
Nah, a little too late for that, but
Okay. Because I spent 6 blood. Ooh. He actually gets
yeah,
stake.
you stake him.
Woohoo!
The
Hey, stop! I will. Can I crumble on his body so that they will not kill him? They can push me from there, but I will try my chances.
they go ahead and deliver a couple of blows that puts him into torpor. He's not just staked now; he's in torpor, but they don't kill him.
Oh, okay, that's good. And if they leave the room, can I look at the Nosferatu? The one in our side. Look at the Nosferatu on our side. Like, take a glimpse of his face expression. If there's any nod, like approval type of nod, or anything, I
he
would
just
check
looks
it.
at you. All he does is look,
Okay.
and then he turns around and follows the other group as they leave.
Okay.
Good job, Sybil.
Yeah.
And
Let's see.
around to check if Olympia has already found Alamar.
So you guys all gather up after recovering from that, and everybody gathers up. There is a sharp left turn and another door that the ghouls are battering down. And they batter it down as everybody gathers up. And as they start pouring through, arrows start flying out, clattering against the wall back here. But not very many, because most of them are hitting the people.
Yeah. As they go forward, Labiana sends the eye rolling forward.
Yep. Labiana, what you see telepathically is these guys are fighting it along a narrow hallway, and there's 3 archers who are pretty skilled sending arrows past each other's heads as fast as they can knock them up. And their arrows are just flying down this corridor and just pincushioning these attackers. They are dropping like flies in winter.
Labiana will relay this to the rest of the group in case we want to formulate an attack plan.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're also running out of arrows very swiftly.
Or we can wait it out. And then rush in and
Are we still in the turn order?
Yeah, we're still in the same turn order, but that's kind of the order everyone is standing in. Albina, you're still in shadow form, so
Yeah.
Just just before I get out from this room, I was actually pulling down the body of the Nosferatu to the side, kind of hiding it from the opening, just so people won't get the catch of it when they move outside.
okay. Eventually,
I'm kind of
the
hiding it.
hail of arrows starts to stop, and Labiana, your eyeball is telling you that they've only got a couple arrows apiece left. They're almost out, but all of the ghouls are dead. There are 20. There's about 15 bodies on the floor here. Blood is just everywhere. You're gonna have a hard time walking across them.
And before the ghouls die, all the ghouls guys can try to slip the forward and try to go below the archers and start snatching them.
Labiana is just going to indicate to the shadow-formed Albina, you want to go first.
So what are you trying to do,
It's
Albina?
blind.
Yeah, just trying to slither through to the arches and try to get among them and some of my tentacles before they kill off the.
Yeah, you'll have time to do that. Uh, by the time you get over there, there's probably about half of them are down, so there's about 10 more of them still up, trying to push their way through. Uh, One of them's got a dead body in front of him, using it as a shield, using his buddy as a shield to soak up arrows as they're pushing forward. You, as a dark cloud, float at your slow walking pace. You twirl around the legs, completely unharmed. The arrows is harmlessly passing through you, bouncing on the floor. And you end up right around the first guy here. Curl around his legs, and you can start summoning tentacles.
So yeah, she's going to start doing.
Okay? Go ahead and start making your rolls. Ooh,
Well,
just a
It's a
failure.
fail. Yep. Try again.
so can she continue trying?
Yes, go ahead and try again. Simple failure. Damn. Try again.
Oh,
All right, that's enough.
another fail though.
That's enough.
No tentacle.
They're down to like 1 or 2 ghouls left, and you're like, okay, this isn't working. I got to do something else.
Yeah, you can start trying to choke them out myself.
All right, yeah, so you expand your form into a cloud, and you engulf the first guy, and he starts screaming and flailing. He surprisingly does not go down instantly, but he can't go very far. He tries to crawl out of your cloud, and you are able to keep up with him. And you're just like, okay, yeah, follow as he staggers slower and slower. His hands on his throat, trying to breathe, but he can't get any breath from the shadow stuff clogging and dripping into his lungs, squeezing all the air out of him. And then he falls to a knee, and as he does, one of the last 2 ghouls puts him out of his misery, just rams a blade into his heart, and he dies. And meanwhile, the other 2 are slightly panicky looks on their face as they finish shooting their bows, and the last 2 ghouls go down, but now they're completely out of arrows. And now everybody's ready to go.
Hat's gonna be walking across and just. Oh wait, no, not my turn yet. Oh wait, is it?
Well, yeah, we're kind of forced by circumstances to go this way.
How is the state of this fire?
It's burning thickly.
Oh, is it getting brighter and like getting larger?
It's
and
putting out a
larger?
lot of heat and light, but it's also dying down.
Okay, okay.
Everything that's in there is engulfed.
Okay, but we are not going to get killed by the fire.
No.
Okay.
Sweet.
Walking forward, preparing like to dodge. Preparing a dodge action, but otherwise I'm just walking forward.
Yep.
Hat is going to smile and look at the two archers remaining, just be like, last chance to surrender.
They've ready their bows to act like clubs. That's all they got. Ihamus puts his hand on your shoulder, and he just looks up, and his skin has gone across his face, has gotten very scaly, and his mouth opens extremely wide, like the maw of a snake, and he hisses and bares his fangs as a wave of presence-induced fear flows across the room and hits these guys, and they just drop their bows and run screaming into the chamber.
That's another valid approach.
That works.
Dread gaze. Dread Gaze mixed with Serpentis too.
Oof.
And he looks at Hatch and said, "Nicely done. Very good job putting the fear into them."
Well,
All right. The way forward is clear.
Yep. I will stand back and feed from the corpses if possible.
Yes, there's blood all over the floor. You guys are literally wading in a toe deep puddle of it.
This is even. I'm like playing like a child in a sand pool, splashing the blood.
Albina is also going to return to her human form. Is also going to start gorging her.
So
There's
how much blood do I get?
as much as you want.
Ooh.
Labiana as well, I think, at this point. That'd be so-
Like if you had a
well-
straw, you could literally drink it off the floor.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
there's
boosting my stats.
bunches of it.
Yeah. Boosting my stats then.
I'm drinking to full.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that should be enough. That should be good.
I'll down around 9 points.
Yep. Yeah, there's easily enough as you guys feed from the fallen bodies. Ihamus doesn't even
Oh, fuck it, go to four.
really look at it. He just stands guard over you as you all feed. How about Nicodemus? What's Nicodemus doing as you traverse down the hallway here?
Where's Olympia?
She is pulling up the rear, right behind you guys.
Splendid. So all the important vamps are at the rear guard again.
You remember this gate? The door?
It's
This one?
busted wide open.
Yeah, it's like it's how to say it. It's not connected to walls, right? It's just
One
there.
side is.
Can I? Oh, one side. Can I? I was asking. I was going to ask if I can use it as a shield, like a tower shield.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
All right. As you guys are leaning down drinking, Evelina, Olympia, the Nosferatu, the Toreador, and Evelina's husband are literally stepping over you and across the bodies to make their way to the front. They wait until everybody's drunk their fill, and then they come in here. So everybody is now following in behind them.
Evelina is going first.
She's with the group.
Oh, okay.
Labiana sends her eye in first.
I'm still going to stand back and take a cover, not actually showing myself to this from this opening.
What you see when you send your eye in is two men standing there, armed with blades. There's a couple of torches on the wall to provide just a little bit of light. There is a cot. There's a small desk. Another small desk with some writing utensils on it. A couple of scrolls that are rolled up. Looks like maybe he was in the process of reading them. Some artwork. And otherwise, everything has been pushed off to the sides.
Which side?
To the walls. They've been pushed off to the walls.
Can we understand the intention behind it?
Room to fight.
Okay.
So there are
Fireworks,
rugs
yeah.
on the floor.
And where is our prey? Where is our target?
As they go in,
Possible.
you recognize, those of you who have seen him before recognize Alamar.
Ooh.
Especially
Who's
Nicodemus.
Alamar? Okay.
This guy here is Alamar.
At the time, I think you actually made a not bad impression on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had a debate with him.
So the Toreador and Alamar get essentially back to back, more or less. They stand right beside each other. I need tokens there. That's what I need. They get right beside each other. And he looks at you guys and he goes, Evelina, I should have known you'd be with this. And he sees the rest of you and he goes, Albina, Nicodemus, I recognize you. I thought you were with Rome, not these betrayers.
It seems that, and there has been, it seems that Olympia has survived the assassination attempt, and we are here with her now to do justice in her name.
Olympia steps up, and before he can process what you've just said, she says, it's time to pay. And she steps in and she unleashes with a punch, and her companions step in and start fighting. And Alamar and the Toreador are both apparently masters of celerity, because what you see is, it's almost too hard to follow with your eyes.
Ooh.
It's a blur.
They are
Can
literally
we-
just blurs of blade meeting blade, punch meeting punch, dodges. Within just a couple of square feet of room, they seem to be dodging and dipping and weaving, taking on 5 people at once between the two of them and holding their own.
They are circled. Sorry, Chris, can you describe what was Alamar's dressing before he went all celerity? Like,
Alamar didn't get a chance to say anything. Once Albina said, she survived your assassination attempt, Olympia stepped forward and just said, it's time to die, and launched at him.
yeah, I'm asking, what is his dressing? Like, how did he dress in? Like,
He is
there
not
any-
dressed in armor. He is dressed in normal, everyday clothes, as is the Toreador.
Shit. I want to do something. While they are fighting, I want to summon rats, and I want to ask rats to swarm through the whole place and come back to me and tell if they see anybody spying. I will ask
well-
the rats if there's anybody spying us right now.
Also, while they're fighting, I don't know if the eyeball will be inconspicuous enough to kind of, I don't know if you'd be able to leap up onto the table and try and read the scrolls that are up there.
It's not going to be able to make the leap, but you could probably toss it on top of the table.
Yeah, but I have to get close enough.
You're close enough.
Is there a way for me? Is there a way for me to be out of the initiative? Essentially, being out of the fight.
Yes, you back away. You're out of the fight.
Yeah, I will proceed to my own. As I said, summoning
Right,
the rats
yeah.
and.
It's going to take you 5 or 6 rounds,
Okay.
if any rat's brave enough to get in here. But yes. All right, Labiana,
okay.
Dexterity Athletics,
I was gonna say, while they're not looking,
Diff 6.
give it a shot. Yeah, Dex. Buff Dex or not buff Dex?
Buffed.
Okay.
And what?
Div 6, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
The eye. Oh, that's Sybil's. There you go. Yeah, you gently toss the eye like an egg toss onto the desk, and it lands with a little squish and rolls. All right. So there's a whirling whoosh of blades and clashing of steel and smashing and banging. But it's obvious at the speed they're moving, they have to be burning through blood like crazy for celerity. If you're patient and they're not lucky, they're gonna fall soon. So, is there an action anyone else would like to take?
What is Mr. Papantonio doing? Where is he?
He is standing back and doing very little.
As much as I.
So,
How is he reacting to all of this? What kind of emotion is there on his face?
on his face,
Is he like,
the standard smug satisfaction that very rarely leaves his face.
right? Is it possible for Nicodemus to use caltrops to negate the speedster's advantages without
Yes.
harming his own party?
Dex Athletics, throw them into the correct spot.
Okay.
Mate,
so
what?
Nicodemus cries out a bit of a warning to his allies, stand your ground, and he tosses the caltrops to where he think another celerity boosted character will land. So this is like 7 by 10, difficulty 6.
Yes. Yeah, you throw a handful of them out there, and they land in just the right spot. And it's just the boost they need. The Toreador goes down under Evelina. She jams her blade into him, and he crumples, along with the other Toreador jamming the blade in. That's without him to help. Alamar follows within another couple of seconds.
After they have fallen, Abner is going to step forward and she's going to say, "We should take them. Should take them for now. Should have and search the rest of the place, the rest of the holdings, for the items that he stole from you, Lady Olympia."
Evelina picks up Alamar and like literally presents him, like holds him up, and she actually like physically pushes him to Olympia and says, "Hail Olympia!" And Olympia looks at all of you with her damaged face, the flecks of black still on her.
Can Nicodemus react? Is it like is it visible that she's going there for the kill right on the spot?
It's very visible what Olympia's about to do.
I will try something.
No, you
I
will not
to
try
do-
anything because you're
okay.
busy summoning rats.
Okay.
Nicodemus, though, you have something to do.
Yeah, Peacemaker aura. And Nicodemus speaks. Noble Prince Olympia, perhaps this kind of judgment deserves a better circumstance, for it is your just vengeance, and the accused Alamar deserves to witness your words, your true words, before he is executed. Before no, not executed, punished. That's the he says.
Trial.
Why carry it out when he is blissfully unaware, when you can make him feel every ounce of it?
Oh, he's going to feel this for an eternity. And she grabs him, and then she says, "I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, now I get to award the city to someone. And I'm telling you here and now, the city's not mine to give. Let those who are strongest seize it, as I have seized my revenge." And then she sinks her fangs into his throat.
Uh-oh.
Peacemaker did not work.
Well, Peacemaker
I was gonna
prevents,
say-
or it gives a bonus to resist frenzy.
No,
Mm.
not no. It cleanses violent thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, Peacemaker Aura is like a
But
better version.
Well,
anyway, it's very likely she's going to resist it.
Yeah.
I
But
was just gonna
it's still worth to
query.
like read it if you know, Chris.
So she
Oh.
she starts to.
What?
I was just gonna query if Laviena's little eye
Yeah.
friend.
The Peacemaker aura is
Noticed
not
him.
numbing or hypnotic. It just clears one's head from the distractions of anger. What is your current road rating?
It's 5. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, it's 5, unfortunately.
She will roll willpower to attempt to resist that. Rolling willpower, difficulty 5.
Ah, okay. She's she's definitely
That's not a
overcoming
big
it.
problem, but maybe to put her off the so that like
Maybe you roll sucks. Yeah, you know, maybe Chris roll sucks. Like, maybe he just goes totally.
if he rolls like, for success, it's not a problem.
So also, did Laviena's little eye friend notice anything in the scrolls that might help us?
On a super quick cursory reading, it doesn't appear to be anything terribly important. But you are easily able to gather them up if you want.
At this point, seeing that his attempt to calm the situation down, Nicodemus speaks. Prince Olympia, I wish to barter with you for this man's life. I wish to collect my boon. Or is she out?
Roll a... Okay, let's do a... Would you like high or low?
Let's
So-
go high.
Laviena, will you take those scrolls?
Wait, doesn't some other players also have boon?
Yeah, pretty much all of us do. But
I
he
have a
Minor.
has
minor
the,
boon.
he has the highest one, the major boon. I believe.
Yeah.
The major boon.
Yeah, so Nicodemus, I would like to... Oh, just a little too late. Just a little too late as he crumples and...
Oh, she was that fast.
from the... You're just a hair too slow to stop her. As from the feet up, he starts to crumble, and his hands crumble off, and then in her mouth, everything turns to ash and just falls down and just... However,
Christian.
the
Laviena will
Toreador...
definitely take those scrolls.
The Toreador is still in torpor. And she points to the Toreador. Would anyone like to partake? We have a Toreador and a Nosferatu who resisted us.
I'd like their life.
Can I try to make a persuasion roleplay? I will try to. By the way, if I handled my red thing, of
Now,
course.
no, you're not quite in time. Unfortunately.
Not for the prince, not for the prince, for the protecting the life of the Nosferatu. I will try to persuade.
You wish me...
Olympia.
So, okay, you regained. Between you and Nicodemus now, you would like to make an argument to save the other two.
Yeah.
So, Nicodemus,
only the,
what are you attempting to do?
Shoot. And there's so many others to partake in this feast, right?
Yes. Well, you have your own Coterie members, and you must remember their attitudes that you've seen.
Yeah. Screw it. At least I will not be coming empty-handed. Prince Olympia, I wish to barter for these two men's lives. Give us to us as custody. I'd like to collect them in the name of my boon.
I will not give you custody, but I will stake them and hold them. I will preserve their unlives at your request.
Is, mm, Nicodemus considers, is she throwing flipping him off with this? Is this not a good exchange?
This is
Is this not a
actually
good exchange?
intelligence plus politics, as you consider this.
Willpower then. It's gonna suck. For
Diff 6.
for
Or
this.
intelligence plus law, whichever's better.
That's really the same. Oh, that's 4 successes. Damn it.
This is actually very fair. You're using a major boon to save 2 lives, and she's already declared blood hunt, so she's within her rights to kill them. This actually is a decent bargain. La Vienna, go right ahead. Who are you trying to oracite?
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of get a sense to see if she might be deceiving us in any way as to
Go right
what she
ahead.
might do with them. So, what was the roll again? Perception.
Perception plus empathy, difficulty of 8.
Diff 8. Plus, I was going to take those scrolls as well.
Yeah, you can definitely
No
take
one was
those.
looking. Okay.
All right, she's a vampire.
Oh, yeah, okay. Damn it, dice.
Nicodemus, you step forward. I call it my major boon to preserve their lives. And even though you owe these men nothing, the sacrifice that you've just made to save a life at literally your own expense for potentially nothing, it strikes a chord in your heart. It's something, this altruism just fills you once again with maybe there is hope. Maybe there is something beyond drinking blood every night.
Nicodemus is seemingly taken aback, is seemingly frozen in place at this sudden moment of inner consideration. He looks Olympia like in the eye for a moment, and then he straightens up and inquires, "What do you intend to do with them? How will they serve you?"
I will imprison them for a period of time. I have not decided how long. And once I feel that enough time has passed and I've made up my mind, I will release them to a period of servitude.
Obviously, it is not my place to dictate, especially now that you've honored the boon. But perhaps their service in the alliance would be a fitting justice for the harms they've done towards you.
Perhaps. I'll think about it.
Prince Olympia, do you have permission to search the holdings of Alenka Alemar in search of the items that he has stolen from you in his assassination attempt?
By all means, search what remains to be searched. I believe his private library, though, is swiftly burning out and may not be much there to see.
Abner will start searching around the place for anything that might, any trace of the items that he supposedly stole from Olympia.
Okay? There's nothing outside of the burned library. Inside the burned library, though, it's still quite hot. The wooden shells, the ashes are still putting off a lot of heat. You really can't bring yourself to get close to it.
Would she be able to use her shadows to try to smother the try to
That
pretty
would
much like choke out the fire?
The flames are mostly spilled down because that was a lot of paper. Um, it's just hot. The ashes are really, really hot. And your beast within, as you try to climb up, the beast is like, no, 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 no. We're not doing this. So it's
Would the
really
heat-
difficult to try to force yourself in. And shadows are
Would-
not going to help that much with that.
Would the heat actually hurt her? Or
Yes.
that just be something?
Yes, the heat would hurt her.
Can we speak with the Olympia now? Like, now the mission is done, can we speak about our, deal that we do this and she joins to the Rome's cause,
Yes.
Eternal Senate's cause?
Hat would like to search what remains of the library with Albina.
Right. Olympia looks at you and she says, I will honor my deal. To suggest otherwise is to insult my honor. And I know none of us here wish to do that. So I will see you in Crete. I will see you at the palace of Helena. In the meantime, you are free to roam the city as you please. Be aware that there's probably going to be some enemies out there looking for you, though. I would not linger here more than a few nights.
Oh, that would be
I
happening.
do have a Mistress Olympia. I have a question. Now that Olomar is dead, what is your decision about his properties?
Seize it if you're strong enough.
I mean, more item-like, not necessarily domain, but his wealth, his.
That's part of the domain. It's easy to destroy.
But it's easier than seizing a domain. You just pick the item and move on with your.
Seize it if you can. Hold on to it if you can.
Okay. Can I speak with your Nosferatu companion?
Out of interest.
Ah,
What was in the other
Could-
locked room
would-
anyway?
That. Hold on,
Yeah.
sorry. Hold on. Because out of interest, out of character, that seems a bit what. That seems a little bit odd for a Ventru.
Ooh.
Uh,
Going hard.
Like, could I make a roll to notice that, like, while it isn't like completely out of character, it's also not usual for Ventru to take that sort of attitude.
Okay, you don't have clan lore Ventru, right? You only have politics.
Only have politics.
Yeah. And you have a cult. Wits plus politics. Diff
did you
7.
say there's...
Okay.
Did you also say before there was anything in this, like...
There was
mentioned
very
this?
little there. There's very little to loot there.
So no scrolls or anything?
And just a few pieces of paper.
No possibility. Is it possible to spend willpower here?
Yes, it is.
What about
So on the way out, Nabiana might go back and just have a
3
quick
successes.
scour.
All right, so Nicodemus, you wanted to know what was in those rooms, basically. They're like guest chambers. There's nothing of any consequence in there.
no scrolls there?
Nope.
Well, some scrolls, I think.
Yeah, again, there's just some paper on the floor from where she had smashed the desk. It looks like anything of true consequence was in the library that is now ash. Hatshepsut, you notice that it could be that she has enough on her plate at Naf Paktos that she can't spare more time here. That's one conceivable explanation for why she can't handle two cities.
But if she had an ally, obviously one of those would like to take the city,
Yes?
and that would be a good ally.
But you also need to account for her attitude towards power. And you guys don't know her well enough to know what her road is.
Fair.
I think that she's counting on one of us or one of her allies, such as Avalina, to take over the city.
Pretty much. An intelligence plus occult roll for anyone contemplating this problem. So I know Hatshepsut gets the roll. And I believe Nicodemus asked the question at one point as well. So you two can again make the roll. Intelligence plus politics, diff 6.
Intelligence plus politics.
Because yeah, it just struck me that whole thing seemed a bit more like, you know, the kind of thing a Sombra would say.
Yep. Well,
Maybe it is hard to keep in line two cities, and you have Balai around the bad Corinth stuff looming around. You need to keep your forces tight.
Yep.
How common is it for a vampire to hold multiple cities even?
very uncommon. Very, very rare. Because
Well, it's less-
holding a city is not a function of being acknowledged master. And like controlling every aspect. Holding a city is a matter of being able to push the correct buttons better than your opponents. So it's a constant struggle to keep rivals in your own city from taking away the nomarch or the mayor from under your control, for the police forces, what have you. You've constantly got to be watching your own. How can you be doing it over two cities if it's bad enough fending off rivals in your own home territory? Plus, it's much better to get an ally that feels they earn the position on their own, where if they feel they've been given the position, that can lead to resentment, especially with vampires, and especially with Ventru and Bruja. They like to feel that they've earned it, not been given it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Alright, yeah, Labiana and Hatshepsut, you guys both managed to grab some reading material. There seems to be very little of value left.
Yeah, what was in this room? No scrolls.
That was kind of Alamar's home chamber, his haven chamber, where you just go to relax and do whatever.
Is it possible today to take a sort of token, something personal of this man, or are we barred from this?
No, you can do it. We're gonna do a perception plus legerdemain.
Sure. Perception.
Also, what would be a good specialty for intelligence?
Is it site-based?
Can I
Yes, this will be site-based.
now speak with the Nosferatu?
Yeah.
Okay. I will be asking like his thoughts did I made a mistake up there?
So you guys go to private, and you begin to speak, and
Your voice is cutting out.
you go to private, and you begin to speak.
Okay.
He basically pulls you to the side and says that you and Nicodemus did well.
Well, I remembered what you said to me that night. I worked toward that.
Uh-oh.
Get out of the city quickly. Do not linger here more than one night.
I will tell that to my friends, and we will leave as fast as possible.
All right. The last couple of ghouls that kind of hung out outside come in. They're helping to carry the two bodies away, and everybody's on their way back to the harbor.
Okay. Yeah. I will ask the coterie if we are like living with the ship or just going to go on the land to the next city.
Yeah. Olympia's kind of like, yeah, you guys catch a ride on your own. We're going to drop your donkeys and carts off here. I'll see you in Crete.
What? Is she dumping us? Is she dumping us right now?
Yeah, because she's going back to her town.
She can take us back with her.
Do you really want to?
Yeah, it would be going in the wrong way.
Oh, is it okay? It's so it's wrong way.
We can always procure our own transport.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's go on the land then. Yeah.
So we can always stay here for the night? Or for the day?
That is up to you guys. They are clamoring aboard the ship, offloading your things, and pulling up anchor.
So what's up to us?
Olympia's done with you. Where do you go from here?
Yep. What is our next destination? That's a good question. Which city are we going at?
We can't
Let's see.
visit
So,
Privet.
list of people to visit. So looking at the list of people to visit.
All right,
which is
so
the
we are
nearest
going
to us?
to-
Which is the closest?
Skip the next two guys. I'm going to gloss over them. I will go ahead and tell you that the Cappadocian Nevma wants recognition of his mastery of his territory, and he would like access for 10 years to the libraries of the Eternal Senate and private interviews with them.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well,
Can
he
I-
tries to argue for the duration of Rome, and you guys get him to settle for 10 years.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm okay with it.
It's alright in the grand
For the
scheme.
duration of the city that people like to believe is eternal. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the gangrel Canaan, who's a bit further north than that, basically just wants you guys to guarantee that Rome, he wants nobody will ever attack him in his city forever, and he wants to be held as the sole authority in his territory forever. That's all he wants, which is easily granted.
Yeah, sure. No problem, man. No problem. Ooh. So what is next then?
Yeah, the last person to recruit is Teros,
Who else?
in the city of
Marthopoli.
Yes, Marthopoli.
Are we going to roleplay this or gloss
We
over?
are going to roleplay this one.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So
wake
also,
up.
I gather there'll be anything from reading this else further.
Yeah. So everybody's willpower points are going to be back to full. Your blood point pool is going to be whatever it is right now.
Oh, that's interesting.
So -1, whatever. We're going to gloss over that.
Okay.
All right, so you guys pull into Marthopoli, and you recall the last time you were here, except for Sybil. The town was fairly small, and it is still fairly small. But it has become much more defensible. There are strong walls around it now. There is a small outpost, keep in the harbor, as you can see here in the picture. There is a thriving trade going on. It's a city on the rise. But it's still fairly small, maybe 2,000 people.
You guys are all cutting out for me right now.
Server change. Server change.
There we go.
Can you try, let's say, at this
Okay,
point
server
we can
change. Marthopoli. You guys hearing me?
Yeah.
All right.
And now, just very
Is a-
briefly disconnect.
As I said, is a city on the rise. Has maybe 2,000 people in it. 3,000 maybe with visitors. Has strong walls around it now. Has a small keep built up into the harbor. A thriving trade. It's a mining town, mining and refining. Most of you have met Teros, grandchilda of Artemis. He was quite friendly last time to most of you, not all of you, but most of you. And the only one he was unfriendly to was a guy who simply insulted him and made him and had shamed his Ventru heritage. So you wake up and you leave the ship. The harbor master is essentially waiting on you guys to check your passports.
Oh yeah, obfuscate.
I will, go through the whole, no need to make this any more difficult
Yep.
than it needs to be.
Um,
Give my passport.
They are quite happy to welcome visitors from Rome. Ihamas also make sure to note that he was here.
I do not have passport, right?
Well, you can't really show your face.
Yeah, I'm obfuscate. Just enter obfuscated.
Yeah. That's smart. He's human. He does not notice you.
Yeah. Well,
All right. The harbor master essentially tells you that somebody was expecting you, and that you can access the doors. There's a gate. You can walk along the bridge to the keep, and that this person waiting for you is in the keep. And you can actually see it from
Nice.
where you're standing.
excellent. Thank you.
How big is this keep?
It's pretty decent sized. It could probably house 30 to 40 men with no problems, plus
And there's only
supplies
one-
for maybe a month.
And there's only one guy waiting us there?
Well, there's one guy expecting you.
Yeah, he said that there was one guy expecting us, so they keep the staff. That one guy
Yes.
being likely the guy that you saw.
Oh, there is no time to waste. I think we should be hasted and go to the keep.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay. The stones are actually in good shape, nice and level. A little bit wet from the waves, but no big deal to navigate. Make your way across. You enter. There is a person standing at the gate who simply waves you through. No problems. There's two more standing on the inside when you go in this circular keep. And one of them says to you that Master Teros is awaiting you up top. Please be careful on your way up.
Of course.
What do you mean by be careful? Like, is it steps are like I don't know, too narrow?
They are steep and narrow. And they're circular, so they circle around the keep wall.
Oh, I see.
Indeed, be careful.
There will be no roll required here as long as nobody tries to do anything heroic or stupid.
Is there a difference?
Can,
Oftentimes,
I-
no, there is not.
Okay.
You hop this up the stairs in one leg.
Yeah. In a decently furnished room at the top with some tapestries on the wall, some rugs, some candles are burning to provide light, and some moonlight shines in through the windows cut into the wall. Taros is sitting there, and he is looking over a document when you come in. And as you open the trap door and you climb to the top, he puts it down, rolls it up, puts it in a basket, and strides over to meet you. And he reaches down and helps you guys out of the floor as you reach the top.
Ooh.
And he greets you all by name except for Sybil and Ihamas because he doesn't know who you are.
Actually,
Oh, so,
I don't think he met Hat either.
No, you're right. He has not. He has not met Hatshepsut either. So he greets Nicodemus and Albina by name as they emerge.
so when he
Yeah, I don't think-
glimpsed,
And Labiana. He has met Labiana.
Okay.
when he glimpsed over us, and of course he greets us and not us, I will probably tell my name at that point, like Spirit.
I am
Spirit,
Hatch.
Nosferatu.
I am Hatshepsut of the Fetites.
Hatshepsut of the Setites, Sybil of the Nosferatu, and Ihamas of the Setites. A strange crowd for servants of Rome, and presumably all still servants of my grandsire, yet she has ever been one to seek out the most useful and competent. I welcome you to my domain. I am Taros of Clan Ventru.
It's a pleasure.
Hey, did the news from the news including Olympia arrived here?
There's been no indication of it yet, either good or bad.
So wait, so you have heard that she has been in the, and I tell the name of the city because I don't remember it at that point. At this point, it's okay there. So you have not heard what happened there?
No. What happened to my cousin Olympia?
She has made a payback.
Well,
She has made a payback to another Bruja kindred. The his name was
Alamar.
Alamar. Yes, she
He,
has
he
drunk.
attempted to assassinate her. Her message in response was rather clear.
She burned.
Yeah.
He burned out her haven.
Yes.
We assisted her in hunting down Aleman's city.
And she retaliated.
Also, wait, out of character, I don't know if this will be meta, therefore I will ask it. Do I know the political conflict that has been between the Sparta's Venture Prince and this guy? Do I know the battles? Like while my time in Greece, did I learn that? I mean, while my time in Athens.
Possibly. That's going to be an
Yeah.
intelligence plus politics roll from you at difficulty 8.
Difficulty 8.
Correct.
Okay, that makes 9 then. Right, difficulty 9. Oops. Yep.
Much.
Ah.
Well, no, you have heard nothing about it.
Okay.
So, when you give him that news, he actually looks pretty concerned. He's like, that seems out of character for both of them.
Yeah.
I never would have thought either one to be capable of such rash actions.
And the thing is, my prince, if you allow me to speak, she left the control of the city to whoever is the strongest. Now, this is my only assumption, but there's of course this bruja called Evalonia, or something like that, the woman. Maybe you might know her as the rather quote beautiful bruja.
Evelyn?
I suspect that she might be the next prince of the city.
I have not actually had the pleasure of ever meeting her.
I think it would be rather interesting experience for every kindred who would met her.
Still, this is
She's a,
this is distressing. They had provided stability for many a year. The loss of Alamar will be a terrible blow towards those Bruja who still hold to humanity.
yes.
It is believed, it is all believed that this assassination attempt has been orchestrated by one named Damocles.
We suspect it, it's not known. We only suspected Albina, my friend. This merely
We were never
assumption.
able to prove it.
Yes, hence why we are not able to dissuade Olympia from her course of action.
Yes.
Democritus has passed over my domain as being too small for his attention. This has probably been a good thing then for me, if your suspicions are correct, anyways.
He has been working in recruiting allies to the rising Mithras, from what we have heard.
Yes.
I
We have been
suppose that
gathering.
brings you to your current business then.
Yes, yeah, or the recruitment of all allies against Mithras. Would you like you to join us in this endeavor?
Well,
Join us in a meeting. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
of course I am intrigued by your offer, but as you know, I'm involved in many troubles of my own, and I cannot very easily afford to drop what I'm doing to handle somebody else's war.
Eternal Senate will grant, of course, rewards appropriate to the such an help, such an aid.
For now, we merely wish you to attend a meeting of numerous powerful kindred
You
on
may-
the Isle of it's Crete, right? Out of character.
I will.
Yeah, yes, it's Crete.
If you like, I will tell their names now, so that you might have better specified understanding of who we collected as allies at this point.
Please do so.
It is Marcos the Strong in Sparta.
Perception, empathy at that name. Diff 4. Everybody.
Okay.
Site based.
Perception, empathy.
Ooh, wait, what? Perception, empathy?
Yes,
Okay.
site based. Difficulty 4.
Empathy is E.
Okay.
4.
All right. Everybody.
the original-
Let's see.
Difficulty? Sorry.
4. It's 4. Nicodemus and Sybil. It's there and gone so fast you're not sure you caught it. Hatshepsut and
is that-
Albina. Go ahead, Labiana. Make your roll.
So is that for including Auspex?
If you're using Auspex, yes. Or no, it bumps it down as normal. But do you
Yeah,
really
so
want to use
three-
Auspex in the middle of a town and a conversation?
I didn't realize that's where we were. Alright, I won't bother then.
You're not in the middle of a town, but you are in the middle of a keep, surrounded by water. So, all right, Labiana,
Fair.
Hatshepsut, and Albina. It is
Crushing
there and
bones.
gone, but you saw it, and you know you saw it. When he says Marcos the Strong, it's a look of naked hatred that passes over his face, like flat out hate.
Nice. Okay. Continue. I like,
But it's gone so fast. Yeah, if you weren't paying that much attention, you'd swear it was never there.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm like keep reading.
But
the
go on,
names.
Sybil. Name the rest of the names.
Okay. Shalmat the Bruja. Also, you may know him as Keeper of the Chronicles in Athens. We have Olympia in Navpaktos. We have Cainin in Preveza, Pneuma in Amaliada, Teros in Martofoli, and Egota in Konos. Each of those names are now our allies.
Oh
After
no, Towers is who we're trying to recruit right now.
Talk to, yeah.
Yeah, so just mentally.
Of course. But promises are made. The sacrifices for both sides is made. And for now, it seems like the outcome will be beneficial for everyone.
So tell me, what deal did Marcos strike?
Of course. Let me read it too. He said, on behalf of Eternal Senate, we agree that Rome will provide any and all necessary kind help and aid anytime is needed in order to defend the praxis of Prince Marcos of Sparta, when such aid is requested to defend against any kind efforts against his praxis. The agreement will be valid for the duration of alliance against Mithras. So when the alliance is disclosed, so will be this agreement. And in exchange, he will attend the introductory meeting of Crete, where the initial alliance will be discussed. And of course, it will be protected by the Helen of Troy. That is the initial agreement between the Eternal Senate and him.
He appears to be thinking. He's thinking.
I raise one of my eyebrows.
You said the agreement is to defend his praxis, correct?
Yes?
Not his person.
That is not the wording, yes? You are correct, my prince.
Then
only
here is what I require. I would not deign to add to the instability of the region. However, once the current crisis is passed, I will have Rome's aid in disposing of Prince Marcos and declaring my own praxis, regaining praxis over Sparta for the line of Artemis. And in the meantime, should a threat to Marcos the Strong's person materialize, Rome will provide no aid of any kind to help.
considering the wording of the things you said, I think this is within the capabilities of Eternal Senate to accept.
For as long as the alliance remains, his well-being is of the interest of the Eternal Senate and of the interest of us all, of all the members of the alliance. Mm. But after the alliance has ended, after the threat has passed, we'd be glad to personally assist you in regaining your rightful position in Sparta.
He will not be happy
Indeed.
about this. He will not respond happy to this. Don't do it. Don't do it.
His
We need
well-being may
allies to be
his well-being may be of interest to the allies and to the alliance. But that is not the agreement that you struck, is it? Only
No,
to his
it is
praxis.
Very well.
I would not, as I said, I would not deign to try to dethrone him before the agreement is over. I would not force any to go back against their word. But after
do
the
not
term
wish
of
to
his
be forced.
protection is finished, Rome will help me.
Yes. And you do not wish to be forced to protect him while the alliance is in place. I understand. Yes, this is an agreement that is acceptable.
We can help you after the alliance against Mithras.
Then let these be the terms. You will not attempt to modify the agreement with Marcos the Strong to protect his physical person. After the alliance is finished and his contract has run its course, Rome will help me. And these terms will be kept forever secret from Marcos and any of his allies.
So
Naturally.
only the Eternal Senate will know it. The change of this deal between Marcos and Eternal Senate, as you said, will not change. As you can see from this scroll I hold in my hand, it is already signed by him and us.
I do not ask you to change his scroll. I ask you to see that it has been inexpertly negotiated and there are loopholes.
Of course, of course.
He has Marcos the Strong, not Marcos the Intelligent.
As you say, my prince. Well, as we said before, we do not see any problem in this, as the Eternal Senate does not have to do anything more or less than the agreement itself, and it only includes praxis.
Yes, should his chariot suddenly find itself plunging over a cliffside, Rome is of no obligation to reach out a hand to pull him back up.
According to the agreement.
Then, if the deal is made, we can now sign a scroll, if you please.
One last term to add. Rome will guarantee that Marcos does not in any way attempt to ensure my own harm or destruction. He must play this game how should we put it, fairly.
Naturally smiles at that, seeing how he closed up the gap that he has in the contract. And she nods. Yes.
Well, sorry. Did you mean Eternal Senate should not allow him to do that, or should stop him from doing that?
The Eternal Senate will stop him from doing it. And should they become aware of it, they will punish him.
This
Or at the
would-
very least, they will
this
simply
would
put a
mean-
stop to it.
This would mean that at some point they would have to make it known for him that this is a condition of the contract.
So that will be the only
Would
condition
raise his
that they make known to him then. That will be the only allowable
That
condition.
raise his suspicions that perhaps
Okay,
Praxis
we
may be in danger later on.
My friend, we can name it like this. For the duration of this alliance, no member will try to strike each other. We can make the reasoning like this and prevent him from attacking our beloved prince here. And as long as the roles are played good, no one will think that there is some behind the scenes is going on. They will only think that Eternal Senate does not want the alliance members to backstab each other.
But this sort of deal
So,
also
for the
prevents
duration
our-
of the alliance, Marcos the Strong will be prevented from allowing or attempting to harm Taros through any method. These terms will be kept secret. The following terms will be kept secret.
Woe to poor Marcos,
Yes.
soon to be called Marcos the Dethroned.
Rome will not attempt to prevent harm from befalling the person of Marcus the Strong. After the
Then-
alliance is concluded and Marcos's agreement expires, Rome will provide help.
Are you
For-
that keen on having your opportunity for assassination being open for you during the alliance?
Me?
After all,
I could never
this
assassinate him.
alliance is made for-
I have tried and failed. I could not kill him. That is why he has Praxis over Sparta. If I could have done it, I would have done it a long time ago.
Okay. A question out of character. Who will read these scrolls? Is it going to be Camille? Is it going to be Artemis? Who will read the scrolls?
The Eternal Senate.
So all of them.
Yes, they will need to read it and know it so that they can enforce it.
Okay. I thought like it will be like one of them, but if it's the whole Eternal Sense, it changed the color of tint. Then we will expect you to show up in the lair of Helen of Troy.
Of course.
When the day comes,
That
when
is-
the night comes.
That will obviously be part of the contract.
I believe we are all in agreement then.
And I will take when he like gives away the scroll, I will take it and probably put it in the bag where we keep the scrolls.
Agreed.
Okay, I've got it on the handouts. The agreement with Taros. For the duration of the alliance, Marcos the Strong will be prevented from allowing or attempting to harm Taros through any method. The following terms will be kept secret. Rome will not attempt to prevent harm from befalling the person of Marcos the Strong. After the alliance is concluded and Marcus's agreement expires, Rome will provide any help necessary for Taros to reclaim the praxis of Sparta. In return for this, Taros will support the alliance against Mithras and attend the meeting on Crete.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then he seals it, stamps it, shakes everybody's hands,
Mm-hmm.
invites you to take the ship out with him in a couple of nights to Crete, because he will be going there forthwith.
Oh, it will
Excellent.
be most wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pleasure
And-
doing business with you.
That is it for the night. That's it for the game session. That's 2 experience points for everybody tonight.
9! 9, I'm so close to 10. Just one more.
So
Um,
I'm guessing I'm healed by now, no doubt.
all right, I'm going to stop the
Maybe.
recording. So, everyone, thank you for listening. That brings episode 43 to its conclusion. We will pick this back up in 2 weeks. I hope everyone had enjoyed it and have a pleasant evening.